Alright, and we're live again for CL Jolyu League. And I look in Discord and I'm already down one caster. But Gavin's still here.
Back.
Gavin, how are you?
I'm still here. I'm dying. It's fine. We're going. We're vibing. We have a nice, calm stream.
Well, I think the teams are the ones that decide it's going to be calm today. And there we go, I can see Mr. Oldie is back. So yes, we have got Guardians of the Rift Red versus Valkyrie 5. We're joined by Gabblit and Mr. Oldie today. Hi to you both. Yeah, do we have a lobby for this game up and ready already? Or is my
Of
league
course
client
not.
going to freeze straight away?
I shall in fact create one now.
Thanks, I will try and unfreeze. My league client, there we go. Yeah, so we have got GTR Red versus Valkyrie 5. This is our first match of our river bracket even. Is it? I feel like I should know the names of our...
River. Yes. It is the river.
It is River.
UWU.
Ew, hey VR, thank you for the prime sub.
Is it Valkyrie 5 or is it hit or miss?
It is Valkyrie 5. They have given us the confirmed team... So, for those who are not up to date, Valkyrie 5 and Hit or Miss have merged together. They have come together to form the new team. And yeah, they didn't have a name and then we just added them early and they were like, yeah, just call us Valkyrie 5. And so yeah, they are Valkyrie 5 now. But yes, it's Valkyrie 5 / Hit or Miss.
It's worth noting, probably, that is basically Valkyrie 5 plus Buffalo Goose. So they took the Buffalo Goose out of Hit or Miss so that they would have their own Buffalo Goose. And as everyone knows, more Buffalo Gooses is good.
Do love some Buffalo
As confirmed
Geese.
by Buffalo Goose.
As confirmed by Buffalo Geese indeed. Okay, so while we're getting these teams into lobby, do we want to do a quick rundown of our teams for today? I can pull up the we've got a new stats sheet actually we can have a look at, but it won't include any of these two teams because of course this is their first game, so we haven't got any stats for them. But yeah, how do you wanna I feel like I probably should have asked you this before we went live. I think that would have been a better choice.
Inviting people and my brain was turned off.
Well,
Anyway, yeah, we should. I guess there's not much point pulling up the stat sheet now because there's nothing in there related to this league, right? Because we haven't played a game yet for the river bracket. But we can talk about who is on the teams and what we expect from both teams.
yeah, so should we do it like a team each or something? I don't know.
I guess we'll start with one team. Who is the home team?
It is GOTR, I think.
GOTR. Okay, we'll start with GOTR then.
Yeah, start with GOTR. So, professional
That
stream,
makes
by the way,
sense.
guys. We're
Much professional.
much professional. We plan every time what we're going to talk about. Always. So, what kind of a stream would we be without that? Anyway.
Who is Endorphin?
I think we just forgot to put a password on. Yeah, so anyway,
I did put a
we've
password
got
on.
some roster changes from the last time we saw GOTR Red, which granted was outside of CL. So yeah, for GOTR Red, we think, we might have positions wrong, but we think we have Edeka Thief in the top lane, who was formerly the AD carry of the Guardians of the Rift first team, been now coming to play top lane for GOTR Red. In the jungle, we have CJ Mowat, who I think from now on I'm just going to call CJ. I don't think we've seen CJ before.
Simawat.
Mowat. Is that how you meant to say it?
I'm just guessing that it's probably one of the languages where J is equal to Y.
Yeah, but I don't think they've come
I
on
could be completely wrong.
before. In the mid lane, they have got Monje.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that. I was looking at the capitalizations. I was like, is that meant to mean something? But no. And in the bot lane, of course, we do have Sandareus and Nikki. Nikki, of course, casted with us last Sunday. And Sandareus has been a familiar face of the casting.
Oh, it might be his initials, so maybe we should go with Mowat.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll go with Mowat. Why not? We'll try it and see how it goes.
And on the flip side, we have got Valkyrie 5. Did we get confirmed who was going where for Valkyrie 5?
Yes, we did. So in the top lane, we're looking for Buffalo Goose, new addition to the roster, basically. We've got O'Neal playing jungle. In the mid lane, we've still got Helicopter Driver. And for the bot lane, we've got Nutty, who appears to be on a different account. And why so serious? Who is not in the game yet? He got banned.
He got banned. Okay. Yeah, so Endorphin is Nutty, but for the sake of my play-by-play eyes, I'm going to go with Endorphin.
Yes, that's easier. Simor is currently on the blue side of the row. Technically, I think Ioriaa is our home team, so if they would like blue side to start with, they can choose blue side to start with.
They can. Let's have a look at the schedule.
Should probably check.
Yeah, Ioriaa are the home team. Ioriaa are home, so they get... Is it blue side that they are?
If they want blue side, they can
Side
take it
selection first. Okay. But yeah, those are our teams for today. I can see people in chat. How is everyone doing in chat today? We're just waiting on 2 more players to join, and then we'll be jumping into Champ Select.
So it looks like Mowat is on the blue side. We've just had Tenno join. I get that Tenno is a sub for the second team, so that's fine. He is allowed to just join. They don't have to tell anyone they're gonna sub him in. Looks like he's gonna be subbing for Edeka, I guess. Probably playing top lane. That probably evens up the game a bit.
Yeah.
We're looking beforehand, and it looks like Endorphin, as we're calling him now, was probably maybe a bit high for the game, but definitely with Tenno in there, that should even out what we'd expect a bit more.
For those who don't know, Tenno is the AD carry for the GTR main roster, but also does play top lane. He was top lane for them for a while, whilst Edeka was on the main team.
Yep. So we're now just waiting for. We appear to have someone from GOTR leave the lobby. I think
it was mid laner Monje. I think his name's just Jay. I think I remember a GOTR Jay. But,
well, we'll go for Jay then.
Don't quote me on that, you know?
We can call him Jay. Things are happening in the chat. That's fine.
I haven't panned over to the chat over.
So, in terms of where might be interesting to watch, I will assume that Tenno is playing top lane. So I think Tenno versus Buffalo Goose is going to be an interesting matchup. We'll have to see how Buffalo Goose performs against a top laner that, in theory, should be stronger. Worth noting, Buffalo Goose does play smaller set of champions, but tends to play those champions better. Or tends to play those champions well. So we'll see if he gets one of those, and if that goes well for them. Meanwhile, I think the other disparity might be in the bot lane, where I'd expect Endorphin and Sirius you would expect Endorphin and Sirius to win out over Sandareus and Nikki, just from the stats difference. So we'll have to see how that works.
Yep. Okay, we got everyone on in the lobby.
They're just setting up, I think, where they are on the scoreboard. I'm not sure if that's what they're trying to do, but up to them. they ever have to. It just makes it a bit easier for us, which is always nice.
I might need to do a quick swap on our display. Because it looks like Jolyu have picked red side. Which I'm not expecting. So yeah, just swap that to be Jolyu red. And put that left a little bit. You were talking a little bit before stream about being prepared for this, but having like a little scene set where I didn't have to edit them live on.
Or at least not edit them so much.
But oh well.
Yeah, the transition animation, really well done, isn't it, guys?
I can't take full credit. The actual animation itself I didn't make. I just merged it together so it came in and out. So I can't take credit for having made that. But it's for use, so
Right.
I can use it.
And we've edited it a bit, technically.
Yeah, we got it. So it's fine.
So, in terms of the mid lane, because we haven't really mentioned anything about the mid lane, we've got a helicopter driver who likes to play these sort of 1v1 champions a lot. He likes the Yasuo, he likes the Yone. He does also have a lot of games on Azir. Azir is his most played. Also got games on things like Echo, TF, Diana. Does quite like his assassins, and he's into Monje, of course, on the other side. He's a bit more of a mage player, but also plays these sort of assassin-y picks. His most played is Victor, but also got hell of a lot of games on Echo. Not many on other champions, but does have games on Silas, also Azir, and a couple of others. So I have to see how this works out. I think it'll be interesting to see where the bans are directed, if they're directed to people who are playing roles they don't tend to play before, or have not tended to play before, or if they ban based on the people they think are going to be best, or just generally how they use the bans. I think it's going to be quite interesting. GOTR going on the red side, choosing the red side of course means they don't have priority on the ADC pick. We'll have to see if they leave Caitlyn open and if they're happy to pick something into it. If they do.
We will have to see it indeed. We're just waiting for both teams to ready up. Just have to scroll up the chat back for God's sake. Every time
as soon as we think something's going to happen.
Just every time I think I think that the chat's gonna be safe. I'm like, right, I've got to scroll up again. I think I need to make a little chat covers for the lobby so that I can have this on stream and not have to constantly scroll up.
Possibly. Just have our little coral over it. What do we think about Teemo top? What do you guys think about Teemo top?
No.
Ooh.
Actually, no. It depends. If I'm in the game? No. If I'm not in the game, sure, please.
Sure.
I go by the classic Teemo top, or the classic Teemo jungle pathing. What you need to do is if Teemo is on your team, you've got to treat him as if he has an infectious disease and never go anywhere near him. Pick Teemo so he doesn't deserve to get ganked. And if the enemy team has picked Teemo, well, I mean, that's 3 kills. You should just camp him.
I'd say it's the same thing, yeah.
Okay,
It's
right,
like,
let me work out.
in all honesty, like a Teemo top lane, if you find it with a Teemo on your side and that's just 3 kills, it's the same thing as if Teemo's on your side. If there's a Teemo top lane on your team, you know the enemy jungler is going to go for it 3 kills. You there to ambush the enemy jungler, you could possibly get double kill. Use them as bait. That's what I like to use them as.
Yep. Who is favoured, and what bans do we think are going to come out? Well, I think we talked a bit before about how I was expecting it to be slightly V5 favoured because of the bot lane difference, but with Tenno on it, it's just Tenno playing that top lane. I think it's a bit harder to predict.
I think there's something that we're kind of glossing over here. And I'm going to bring this up in no disrespect to GOTR Red, but I think their win to loss isn't too hot, but also so I think it was up until their very last official game that they hadn't won. I think the last official game was the first one that they've won. And my heart wants this to be a Schalke and them to just not stop winning now. But if I'm looking at this with my head, I think this is V5's game.
I
Let
would.
them get into drafting, yeah.
Look,
Pre-
they wanted to know my
pre-draft.
predictions. That's my prediction. I think this is Valkyrie 5's game. I want this to be GOTR's game. My heart wants this to be a GOTR's game.
It-
5. I would
It's gonna be
Okay.
different. It's gonna be difficult because it depends on the drafting. Like, if Geo2R like ban well and get like if let's say if they're looking for a pick or they're looking for a certain champion on the enemy team, and then Guardians of the Rift decide to, you know what, let's ban this champion. They've been starting to practice it, and V5 isn't ready for that ban.
Ready to
It could
pick
throw them
ban.
off.
So there are 3 specific bans I think GOTR are going to do. We'll have to see whether they do them, because I think they have a clear lane that they might want to be playing through, and that leaves 2 clear bans. I also think they should just ban Caitlyn because they're not going to get to pick it first.
But yeah, we are finally in Champ Select. Who would have thought?
In terms of V5, they ban Caitlyn. Okay, so they don't want to play Caitlyn. That's a
Caitlyn
big
coming
thing.
off bat first feels a bit odd to me. I-
Yeah, usually you'd leave it and see if the red team ban it on their first 2 picks. Swain is also banned out. Swain
Kind of
can be a
surprised me,
flex,
Swain.
but
I don't
know.
find him that strong at the moment. Like Swain's support is very strong, like at a level 1, level 2, but then once you get past that, like level 3, he just does nothing.
Is one of YSO Serious's more favorite picks. He's got 24 games in Swain this season, so I think that's a targeted ban towards him, and maybe it's something that Nikki and Xanderace in the bot lane for GOTR don't really want to play into. But I can't really see that being a ban outside
ban.
of
Exactly.
Series.
Swain, not unexpected. We'll talk about this before casting actually, that if you looked at Nutty's their games last week, you had 4 games on Vayne, all of which were wins. So that's not really unexpected, especially with Caitlyn banned. I would assume the Caitlyn ban was because they wanted to pick Vayne or force a Vayne ban. Very interesting. V5 look like they're not going to ban as their last thing. Can't make a decision on what they want to ban.
V5, as confirmed in Twitch chat, could not be asked to ban. So they're
That's why they
ban.
don't need that ban. Yone picked as the last ban on the side of GOTR. It'll be interesting to see here whether they prioritize any of the ADCs that are left up, or whether they want to leave it and try and get a better final ADC pick.
Yeah, so first we're going over to V5, going for that Jarvan lock-in.
So of course O'Neill's not generally a jungler, so they're choosing to get a jungler that he feels confident on, he feels safe on. Jarvan is also just a strong ganking pick. It should allow them to gank quite often. Ashe is a very strong bot lane pick. I wouldn't be surprised to see us locked in here.
Well, they're letting San Andreas have his main player right now. 81 games this season on Ashe. It's kind of if you don't
He's
ban it, then he's
spamming that Ashe then.
Speaking of things he's spamming this season, we know CJ has been. I mean, if you look at the last 10 games.
10 games,
Yeah.
yeah.
Pretty much, I think
7.
7. Yeah, 7 of them are Sejuani. So V5 obviously didn't care too much for Sejuani, but CJ managing to get that through in first
So
rotation.
Sejuani is very good 2v2 champion, especially if you're looking to pick melee solo lanes. I would expect melee top lane, so this would very much fit into ganking top lane. Nami is just a very good support. I would expect them to pick an ADC here unless they're happy with the ADC pool being pinched, or they just want to get Buffalo Goose, the very strong pick of Shen. I was surprised. Honestly, I thought GOTR's game plan was going to be ban out Renekton Shen, and then just because they look to be Buffalo Goose's best 2 champions by far, and then try and play around punishing that top side. but
Yeah,
they didn't.
I'm surprised that they banned the Swain over the Shen. Like with a Renekton, you can play a champion which are quite safe in the top lanes, and then wait until your team comes up, or denying Renekton getting that early sort of snowballing effect. But they haven't.
Obvious bans here on the side of GOTR. I would expect them to be banning out either mid lane counters to Azir or bot laners that they don't want Endorphin to get his hands on. The side of V5, you would expect them to be trying to pinch either that support pool if they aren't comfortable playing Nami into anything in particular, but I honestly think that's fine to play Nami into whatever you want, or something they're not comfortable playing Shen into. They're both pretty safe picks, but it all
I
just
am
depends on how they
looking
feel.
for GTO's side. I am looking for them to be banning the Senna right now. Very comfortable pick on Nutty this season. Has been played quite a lot with Senna, and
Considering
it's
that,
also just a strong champion.
considering that Caitlyn, Vayne, and Ashe are all taken away, Senna still like top tier AD carry this season. It's
course.
open.
He's
If
mostly
Endorphin
a
plays
support player. I would assume that he's played it mostly support this season. I hadn't really looked into it.
But
yeah,
they're
if you
still
look
gonna
at
ban
it,
out that
his CS
Yasuo.
score is incredibly low, so I think he's used to playing it support.
Yeah, so Yasuo are going to be next ban, so GHR targeting their bans into V5's mid lane, opting instead of trying to get their bot lane a favourable matchup, to get Munjay, a much favourable matchup on that Azir. I don't mind that. It feels like
Take out the Ezreal, take out the Yasuo. Yeah, take out two of the best champions you see the enemy team playing, and work from there. I'd expect them to leave top lane, pick for last. This should be the support. You can see the enemy support. Pick something that you're happy picking into it. Again, that's just scaling. Keep your Ashe alive. Nami tends to be slightly more useful in the early game, but will fall off in terms of use against Janna towards the later game.
Yeah, I feel like with GHR's bot lane, they've just picked us and said, okay, let's just survive our lane phase, minimize as much as we can, and we're playing for mid lane.
100%.
Syndra. No, they picked the Gallius. This is a very tanky team. They're really this is a 5-man bot team.
I like the Twitch.
Not even a 5. This is a 5-man gank team right here. They can go to any lane they want realistically if they pick the Twitch.
The Twitch
Vice,
feels so good. If they can protect the Twitch in this comp, thank you for locking that in. And yeah, if they can protect the Twitch, this is gonna be
Nami
gonna
will
need
hold that
executed.
Twitch through the early game. They just need to keep Twitch alive with the Galio ult and the Shen ult on him. It should be very hard for Azir to burst through him, who has mostly magic damage. I'd expect to see some sort of AD top laner probably.
An AD tanking top laner who actually does a lot of damage to tanks, so Ornn would be a viable pick, but they're going.
But gameplay Ogden instead. But yeah, the reason I love this Twitch so much is, as you said, the Twitch does not have the strong early game. But they knew that GOTR picked this Ashe Janna lane who, are not going to have the strong early either. So they said...
Janna can have a very strong early. They
It
should
can.
win the 2v2, but Nami will be able to keep the Twitch topped up, and you wouldn't expect to see Twitch Nami dying in this lane. But
And
I'd
that's
expect
all they
Ashe
need.
and Janna to have the priority whenever they want the priority. So I'd expect to see early Drakes going towards the side of GOTR, especially with the fact Azir should be able to push in the Galio when he's able to get a few soldiers up. He does have that nerf. Is it the current patch where he's nerfed and lost 5% attack speed, I believe? Which is a big hit. But overall, you should still get ahead. Yeah.
But yeah,
The-
there's...
V5 draft is very good if you can protect the rat.
Yes, it's all about protecting that rat. There is a poll now in chat, if you have a look up, and you can vote on who you think is going to win this game. And then an AAR for NER99 because I forgot to turn it off once again. Yeah, so vote in chat who you think is going to win. Gavin, you're siding with...
I'm not sure. I'm looking at it. In terms of straight up meta champions, you would go with GOTR. But in terms of solid team comp, or like team identity, I think it's quite obvious what V5 want to do. I think they should also put most of their eggs in their ADC basket, who is their highest ranked player. I would expect V5 to be able to take this if they play well around their team comp. They just need to make sure that their mid and top lane don't also fall too far behind in the early game.
How about you, Aldi? Who's your vote going for?
I think my vote is actually going for V5 this game because with the team comp they've got, all they have to do is sort of farm up, play safe. They have such amazing global like pressure as well. With Shen, if he go TP plus his ultimate, Galio going like TP and ultimate, they have so much global presence compared to Azir, Sedge, and Gangplank. Like Gangplank does have a global ult, but he's not going to get into the fight as quick as Galio or Shen, and he hasn't actually got any CC to stop the Shen from using his ultimate or teleporting down into a different lane. So the win conditions for both teams is Geo2R really need to play in the aggressive in the early game. They need to get the kills on the Ashe and the Azir, or pushing up the Gangplank to get ahead. But more Azir or Ashe, because they're going to be doing the most damage to the tanks on the enemy team. Azir being the main person who's be able to get onto that Twitch and dispositioning him from the team.
And
So
our poll has come back 50-50.
Oh, I like a split
See,
poll. I like a
That
split
is very
poll
much
indeed.
which team manages to play around their team comp better. I would say which team manages to play around V5's team comp better, specifically, because I think if you can play around the way V5 want to draft and want to work their game, then they're going to really struggle.
I mean, as I saw
Yeah.
a place to say in chat, this is a lot of weight going on to Monjay on that Azir, and you know, can he do his job? Can he find that Azir? Can he find that Twitch?
It's also worth noting Ashe ult can catch out the Twitch, a Sejuani ult can catch out. They just need to catch out the Twitch basically. I'd expect to see him. Honestly, I would expect to see him take cleanse.
Oh yeah, without
You're into a lane
See,
with
there's-
Ashe.
with
got
the
a Sejuani
team,
gank.
with the team they have, Galio, Shen, and Jarvan. If I see a Twitch on the front line, I'm gonna have a go at them. They have three of the most tankiest champions in the meta at the moment, who should be able to defend any sort of ultimates coming at them.
Yep, it was pointed out as well that Shen does not do great into GP. That is a thing, but it's basically when it starts getting towards these team fights, it doesn't really matter that Shen doesn't lane very well into GP as long as he's not 0 and 4 or something like that.
Here we are, going into our load screen. There is obviously that always slight delay on the screen, where you have a black screen without overlay. But I promise you, load screen is coming up, and I can see that GeoTR is slightly out of line, as per always. It's slightly out of position, but we wouldn't be a CL stream if it wasn't slightly scuffed.
If everyone was in position. Oh,
Maybe
no.
let's fix.
I actually found out yesterday that ESDL had a rule that you have to put it in order in the customs,
yes,
in like top to
They
support
do.
order.
which is
Never did that. Our
just not
team
good.
never did that. We never read that rule, and we never did it, and we never got caught up on it. So
Oh, I don't think we'll be seeing too much of them anymore. So, rune choices. Anything standing out to you as abnormal?
anyway,
Moving on.
Moving on from
we have
ESDL, yes.
the double ignite bot lane. Sure. I mean, you could expect one of them maybe to have taken the exhaust. I would have quite liked the exhaust on the Nami just for when Azir jumps in. You can exhaust him, or if Gangplank starts to get on top of your Twitch. You can basically just exhaust who starts to get on top of your Twitch. I already said I would quite like to see the cleanse from Twitch to be able to cleanse out of Ashe, arrows, and to be able to cleanse out of Sejuani ult.
Yeah, the
But
no cleanse does seem a little
you
bit...
can take heal, and
soft.
I do expect to see a fairly early QSS picked up, because as soon as you start to get away from that laning phase, you will be needing to QSS things, or Nami to build the anti-CC support item, which For the life of me, I can't remember what it's
Isn't it
called.
like Miguel's Crucible?
Mikhail's Crucible.
Mikhail's
Yeah, I think
Crucible?
that's it. Yeah, and just to stick near enough to the Twitch that she can use it to get him out of the CC. In terms of the other lanes, I don't think there's anything too unexpected. Jarvan's gone Conqueror. There's a few things you can go. That's the more sort of slow fight one, and I do think you need a bit more damage on the side of V5, just as a counter to if Twitch does die, you do need someone to finish off during the fight.
But
We
if
are
you do
loaded
look
into
at
the
the
game.
summoners,
And
if
I'm
you look at
actually
the
on time.
summoners in both sides, it's exactly like as what I said before the loading screen, before we actually got in there, that the Galio and Chen have gone teleport. Their global presence is going to be actually insane. That I don't think G2R, once it hits level 6, they're going to be able to follow it.
V5 actually coming in as a group here without Endorphin. Endorphin not actually in the game yet. So possibly looking for this invade as a 4. Sort of stepping up towards CJ. Gonna get that.
The level
mark
1
onto him.
is extremely good from Nami. Interesting thing, you can take bubble level 1 on Nami. In terms of raw damage and CC.
There we go. There's the pause. Yeah, Endorphin never actually connected in the first place, which is why I was so surprised to see V5 walking forwards here without actually having their AD carry in the game.
Personally, I prefer not to take Q first on Nami. I prefer E if you're going for that sort of CC or invade style. Yes, it doesn't get you the knock up, but overall it gets you the extra damage. It's a very good trade tool for lane. The extra slow on it is especially good. I think it's in fact 55 bonus damage per auto level 1, something along those lines, which is 165 damage level 1 on an ability, which is really not bad, especially when it's giving you a 20% slow for your next 3 auto attacks.
Mm.
And a slight speed buff because you're Nami.
Always a win there. Interesting news from Twitch chat. From Sandarius, obviously in the game, that apparently Endorphin has rage quit.
I think they're just making that up.
I don't know if it's a meme or not.
I think he's trying to rejoin.
Seems like he's trying to rejoin because we've had it say he's disconnected a couple of times.
You know, I fall for these things easy. I'm a bit.
Sometimes it's sometimes you just gotta wait and see. Where's no stream? There is another game that should actually be going on
Currently.
That was between
So-
Agrias and who was our fourth team? Madly Mediocre.
Agrias and Madly Mediocre,
Yeah.
I believe so. So
I
we'll
think
have
they're
to-
in a game at the moment because I can see Josh is actually playing on League.
Yep.
According
so
to
we will
Reddington,
get
Agrias got stomped. Be interesting to see. We'll be getting the VOD for that one.
yes.
It'll be interesting to see how
No
that goes.
spoilers.
Because I think that the one time we've seen Agrias was against GOTR. And I'm pretty sure Agrias won that game. But I think
Yep.
it was a 1-0 because they didn't realise that they
course.
wanted to scrim for more than one game.
Yeah, of course we don't know the how the game's actually going, the subjects. So we can talk about some interesting things. We have the Nami ward down, not in an amazing place. It sort of will cover that mid lane gank.
Yeah, just in that banana
early.
bush. Um,
On the other side, Sejuani's also used her ward, not she's not actually doing anything really. She's not backed and gone and got a red trinket. Just got
actually,
that
she
ward
warded
down.
for that invade, opting instead not to go and swap that trinket to a sweeper. Oh no, apparently I was wrong. Apparently GOTR Red won both games actually against Agrias. So I was wrong there.
Yeah.
So maybe Agrias possibly not looking in the strongest position already in the league. But we do love an underdog story.
But at the moment, let's have a look at the early game. What do you guys think both teams need to do in the first 3 minutes? What do you think both teams need to do or to set up in the lanes?
Connect to the game.
First off,
apart from connecting.
connect to the game. I think if you're on the side of V5, you just try not to fall too far behind in these first 3 minutes. Don't give up any kills. Wait for O'Neil to come and give you your gank or counter gank back into game. GOTR, I want to see them pressuring those lanes. Try and track where O'Neil is so that he can't get off a gank. Try and get your own gank off somewhere, preferably probably with the gangplank as another melee champion. He does work well with the Sejuani passive. You can see actually Sejuani is on the top side of the map. If GOTR don't give this away, we could see an early gank towards that top lane. And depending on what Buffalo Goose takes first, could be an early kill.
Yeah, we'll have to see indeed. This early game could be explosive. Most of our, I think, all but one of our games that we've casted recently have been explosive early games. It was just GOTR versus SAS in game 1, which I don't think we had first blood until 11 minutes, which was crazy slow for what we usually see. Looking at jungle clears, we did have O'Neil starting bottom side on that red buff, looking to do a double buff clear, skipping over that Raptor camp. CJ starting in the top side on his red as well, also looking to do a double buff clear, actually running straight towards his blue, avoiding wolves as well, so he's going red, blue. In fact both junglers going red blue, so both expecting the invade that doesn't happen.
So, Sejuani is fairly good at fighting early on, but especially in these 2v2 skirmishes, she's really good. Doesn't look like they will really want to use that though. Maybe she just wants to get the easy scuttle grab.
We do
Thinks he
have
can outclear
a
the
ward
Jarvan.
in the river from Sandres quite early to ward that scuttle crab, so they are trying to scout out where O'Neil has started, as they obviously don't have any idea. But speaking of O'Neil, it's actually coming around this tribush in the top lane, looking at Tenno. Doesn't have a lot of mana, does have flash available, but actually looking to try and just walk out. O'Neil
Yeah,
does have the
what's this?
BQ. Nice
Nice
taunt from
taunt
Buffalo Goose
into
into the
knockup.
EQ, forcing Tenno's flash away there.
Bot
Meanwhile,
lane
in the
is
bottom
able-
lane, actually, CJ going to catch out Endorphin here, walking the wrong way, and Endorphin flashing and healing away from his tower, and that last auto from Sandres will be first blood
Oh, a
to
nice return
GOTR
from
red.
O'Neil in the top lane. Okay, so
And meanwhile, in that top lane, yeah, O'Neil obviously just looped right around knowing Tenno didn't have that flash. Tenno, without the ward there, will be falling.
you can
I have
actually
that 1-1.
danger pings. They're worried that O'Neil might be sticking around trying to kill Tenno again as he comes back to lane. That is something you sometimes see. Really
There
put
was
this GP
There
far
was
behind.
a beautiful video on Reddit. I say beautiful, I would have tilted off my face. Where it was just
Yes.
repeated gangs of lanes. As they walked back, they were in that bush just above Krugs as well. And it hurt my soul. But also, it was beautiful.
So, it was an interesting flash from Endorphin there.
Flash and heal. I wouldn't have wasted either
Interesting
summoner.
positioning if you wanted to flash or wanted to live there. Realistically, you should walk back towards your tower and just flash into the tower range, or heal and walk back towards the tower. The fact he went the other way in towards the bush and then flashed away towards their tower was very strange, because there's no way he would ever live there, and
It
no one
was
was
a
low
bit
enough he was ever going to get a kill.
Got both junglers hanging around this mid lane. Actually, O'Neil just going to walk through and Jay going to throw the sand sword. But CJ is in the area, actually in O'Neil's jungle. Hasn't been spotted out, but it's pinging for the assistance there.
Playing. Nice trade from Helicopter Driver. It's worth saying
And
Lamonte
actually,
hasn't managed to get
CJ
him.
coming into this mid lane, not going to land that stun. Helicopter Driver is free to mostly walk away, but the stun does land. There's no Santorge in range. But actually deciding to go back in, getting that extra damage onto CJ with the tower shot.
So that's saying this is important because they hadn't actually managed to force Helicopter Driver yet to use any of his pots, meaning that he has all 3 charges left and he can heal up to be pretty healthy if he wants to.
Yeah, considering he's got both Dorans and that corrupting pot, he's going to be hard to throw out of lane. Is he recalled already, actually? I think I missed that recall. Because he must have.
Yeah, actually he must have recalled at some point. Maybe he did get all of his pots forced out early. I didn't notice the recall while everything was going on. Sejuani is up
Bubble
towards
landing onto Nikki.
just small trades.
That's the issue with, of course, having a Twitch bot lane is that, you know, he's got a D-Blade. There's not a whole lot that Endorphin can do on this Twitch right now. He does need the 3-item spike on Twitch to be able to really do a whole lot. And so it was surprising to see them play so aggressive in this first 5 minutes before CJ came down.
After that initial gank on mid there, I was surprised they didn't immediately turn towards this Ocean Drake. When they had the mid priority, your bot has priority. It's the perfect time to go and just force that Drake. But GOTR decide not to do it, opt for giving Sejuani that full clear instead.
Interesting warding placements by the Ashe as well, placing the ward in just the river bush. At this point, the better ward is placed actually in the river, a little bit further up, where you have vision on the potential gank coming from the tri-bush, and you also have vision on them walking towards the dragon as well, because they have it cleared in the mid lane. And at this point, Ashe does really need to force out this bot lane and then look to get the vision on the dragon.
Actually,
it's a bit far up here,
very
far up.
Getting dove on by O'Neal. The EQ landing game, the nice knock up. Sanders will be able to walk away here, but O'Neal going to be pushing out that damage. It's a nice forward flash forward from Weiser Series to get on top of Nikki there.
Very nice timing from O'Neal with that gank. I do like the fact as well he doesn't take it, even if it's just being given to the Nami. That's extra gold into the lane that you're really looking to carry you, and that will help get the Twitch through that laning phase.
Yeah, and it does look like O'Neal is going to be starting this Ocean Drake. CJ is in the area, they do know it's happening. Important thing to notice, both top lanes are level 6, both have teleport. There is a Sandrash available from Buffalo Goose.
Galio does have ultimate in the mid lane as well.
Hero's Entrance is available as well. Weiser is trying to zone him off here. Bubble not quite going to connect. Dragon will be going over to V5, and CJ just have to walk away there.
Just back
Safe.
off here. So that was nice. Nice setup from V5. They get the kill on the bot lane and immediately turn towards the dragon, knowing that they have that man advantage. Helicopter Driver was currently pushing in the mid lane, so he can roam first. He also has the ult to be able to roam very quickly.
So first dragon was an ocean. Second is going to be a cloud. So we are on an infernal or a mountain row.
So what is actually surprised me at this point is that it's now 8 minutes into the game. Ashe has gotten the first blood kill and is just ahead in CS, yet she still hasn't bad, even though she's holding 2.3k.
Yep, taking that back now, be interested to see what she buys. I would be expecting to see a BF. Maybe she was trying to greed for the BF into boots. Full boots, but obviously it's not quite enough to be able to do it.
See, if I was...
That's fine, but I would have preferred maybe
CJ
control wards.
His own jungle, but O'Neal's there on that red buff. Teleport is coming out from... I can't see this coming out from the helicopter driver there, but O'Neal's already finished CJ off there. So that was a nice taunt lands onto Tenno, and helicopter driver is here. Tenno's already under the tower.
Don't think that teleport by Galio was needed, nor was the flash needed by Sejuani. I think there was 2 wasted summoners on both sides. Because Sejuani wasn't going to get out there, wasn't going to get out realistically, because O'Neal had ultimate, and I don't think the teleport was needed.
I think it was needed, but honestly, when you have so many globals, I prefer them to use them in any situation where they think they might be needing it.
Actually, Weiser is seeing a lot of damage. Sandra is walking up, will actually finish off that kill, and then ulting onto Endorphin, forced to flash away, but Sandra will be getting that double catch. She won't go into Nikki instead, but well punished by Guardians of the Rift Red there.
I just want to say that Twitch did just flash straight into the tornado by Janna.
Unfortunate all, but Streamer and Shovel throwing Helicopter Driver into the tower, but he hasn't actually hit Monjay yet, so Helicopter Driver is free to walk away.
Yeah, good hold by Helicopter Driver, actually not doing anything that would proc the tower to hit him.
Yep, O'Neal finishing that Herald in the meantime. But yeah, this isn't unfolding the way I was expecting it to. We talked about how we expected Endorphin and Weiser to be the stronger bot lane. Actually, never mind. O'Neal going for this engagement in the mid lane, getting the Cataclysm onto both, and the Hero's Entrance coming in quite slowly, but a huge knock-up landing onto CJ. Monjay is out with his Shreem and dash, but securing that kill onto CJ, he had no escape.
And there you see the combo of the Jarvan Cage into the Galio ult. Classic combo. Really good there of them not to use the Shen ult, knowing that they don't have to, and just holding.
Yeah, Buffalo is doing exactly what he needs to this game. Is just keep Tenno busy, keep ult available, farm up as much as he can. It's the island top lane. It's going to be super slow for him, but it's exactly what his team needs him to do.
I'm not sure about the just dropping Rift Herald mid. get gold from it. You get some damage on mid tower, but I'd prefer them to try and get off a gank onto a laner so that they can really press that advantage with.
I think the idea was right to put it mid, but not the timing. Putting that Herald mid, getting first tower mid, allows Helicopter Driver to be able to ult around the map and be punished far less for it. Because if you've already secured all your plating gold and got first tower goals, the amount Monjay can get from just staying in lane and shoving if you decide to roam is less or lesser. And actually, would you see CJ coming into this mid lane? Just clearing the wall, but knows he's out of vision. Helicopter Driver is stepping quite forward to get that poking to Monjay, but now CJ... Monjay will have to throw him into that tower. The cannon barrage is coming in, but Helicopter Driver with the...
Stand
United is there. Is safe, but Buffalo Goose now taking the brunt of this damage, but the shield is up, and Monjay can't do anything with no mana, and they turn it round for the 3v1 kill onto CJ. Actually, 2v1. O'Neal not even getting the assist there.
And it was looking good for GOTR, but they just overstay. Maybe don't notice the
Going in this mid lane, the
down.
Temporary has been put a huge ball from Monsters
Beautiful
into
bubble.
the wave, but the ultimate coming out from the he will push Sanders away, but Monsters taking down will be able to heal himself there.
A really good hold actually on the ult from
Bubble
Nikki
landing
there.
on to Sanders again. But somehow going 0 for 0 in this bottom lane. Even with my brain lag.
Yeah, they just see item difference really.
They have swapped summoners though. They did swap the summoners from Nami to and the Ashe, so they both have no summoners in the bot lane.
Definitely
I'll be interested to see the second max on the Nami. I would like to see an Emax second. That's the extra damage for your Twitch. It's the extra kiting for your Twitch. Yeah, it's nice having Bubble off of such a high cooldown, but overall you get so much more use out of that E if you're using it well.
We can keep an eye on that as the game goes along. Next Drake is up. We are sitting on this Cloud Drake. Neither team seem too invested for it. Actually, Helicopter Driver pushing forward. They're really trying to shut CJ out of this game now.
So,
Every time CJ has stepped forward for the gank, it's been beautifully turned around by V5, and now going into his own jungle, actually getting the nice knock up into the taunt to CJ. O'Neal's on the other side. Huge knock up, but SH pushed away by Monjay, but the
beautiful
flash into the
stand.
Cataclysm. CJ will be falling. The hero's entrance not needed.
It was a really nice use of the Azir ultimate there to interrupt O'Neal. But in the end, doesn't matter.
Well, you can push him out of EQ, but you can't push him out of the flash Cataclysm as well. That'd
So
be
Cloud
number
Dragon
2.
actually massive for V5. This comp really loves its ultimates. This comp lives off of its ultimate abilities.
Yeah, I
And
mean, Stand
that
United
extra
10%
10%
cooldown
CDR.
is amazing. The Cataclysm is huge as well, especially in combination with the hero's entrance.
And
Endorphin
United
having
Heroes
that spray and
entrance,
pray more
Spray
up.
and pray. The
It's-
tidal wave from Nami, just all of them. There's not a single ultimate here you're not happy about getting 10% CDR on.
Especially considering the map presence of, 2 out of 5 of these ultimates being global.
I also think it would have been really useful for GOTR. Bit sad for them they don't manage to get it.
Yeah,
Like
we
in the
are
Moby
sure-
Boots on the Janna.
Always
I saw
gotta have
them.
Moby Boots for...
It depends how you're playing the Janna. If you're planning to just stand back here and not really ever hit them with any damage, it's fine. But personally, everyone knows I
You're
don't
never
like
gonna be able to
boots
say
on
you like Moby
enchanters. I don't like them on enchanters. Like, yeah.
It's always the way it was. Yeah, we
Quite an
are on
interesting
an...
skill order from Nikki actually. 2 points in Q, 3 points in W, 2 points in E from that Janna, choosing for the slight extra damage on the tornado. Maybe a misclick.
Might be a
but,
misclick on one of them, yeah.
You do tend to put 3 points into your W just for the extra move speed. I would have expected an E max just for the extra AD that it would give your ADC and the extra cooldown so you can have it up more often.
We can keep tabs on that as well.
But there we can see that extra damage coming into play.
So we are on Infernal Rift. Is there a team you think this favours, or do you think, we've low rolled, both team wanted that mountain instead?
I don't think it really mattered too much. Like, both teams sort of like fighting in the corridors, so it'll be interesting. In a way, it nerfs both teams, but will it actually make a difference to the game? Probably not.
Just who can secures the dragons? But no accusation. Actually, Nicky's been quite far forward here. Gonna be punished quite heavily for that. But yeah, we are in a bit of a stalemate of this game, or a lull state, should I say? Better way of saying it. Whereby both teams are, they have nothing to skirmish for. It looks like O'Neill's actually going to pop this Herald mid again. They're really looking to shut down this mid tower. They get the taunt. Mojo going to flash away, but it doesn't matter. Hydro Dragon's going to catch him with that taunt, and he will finish him off. O'Neill not going to get the assist, but Herald is going to be there to knock down that mid tower. And actually, with no mid laner there, Herald will be getting a second charge in mid.
A better place for Flash at that point for Munja is just go over the wall into the jungle, go towards the Sejuani who's in the bot side jungle, and just get that assistance.
Cannon Barrage to try and slow him down, but that's 2,000 minute. Hegel Drive going to walk into Tenno, but he knows. Going to get that taunt out as well. Tenno actually taking a lot of damage here. Stand United coming out, taunt landing as well. Now Tenno's stuck. Will be a kill going over to Buffalo Goose as well. O'Neill was there in case of the flash. Was available. Tenno opting not to flash into O'Neill there. Sandra is going aggressive there. Huge damage on Twice as Serious, but now the ult landing as well onto Endorphin. Forced to flash away, but Sandra is flashing forwards into the vision. Sandra, what is this? Where is this coming from?
So I would have to say, at this moment, G2R's win condition is this bot lane. What they should be looking for is maybe getting all of the pressure put down towards the bot lane. Look for the players of the bot lane. Get that Ashe insanely ahead to shut down the other 3 lanes.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe even a Knight's Vow just picked up early for the Sejuani, because you're really struggling. You're not getting that much gold. Your win for the game is keeping that Ashe alive. People have pointed out they don't like the build from the Ashe. Crit actually does fairly well into tanks. It depends whether they think to pick up that anti-crit item. Whether they will or not, we'll have to see.
I mean, the IE is doing well whilst Sanders and Nicky are still in this lane phase, because the IE is allowing them to punish the Twitch Nami so much more than a Bork would be. Or an Essence Wave would be.
And he can always choose to pick up the Bork a bit later. I assume he'll be going into the Runan second.
Yeah, it does look like to pick up Runans there. Oh, White Series plus 3 out of position here. Going to be using that Blast Cone to get out there, but CJ does have the dash. Will be away fine though.
Attempt to follow up a little bit, but ends up backing off. Nami is ulting.
Do have the ult by the Sejuani, could get that pick out onto that Jarvan.
Dolphin sneaking out. They do know Pink Ward's there, so they're going to spot him out.
Gonna clear that ward.
Sirius coming from the back
Oh,
side.
nice EQ from O'Neill. Gonna get the double knockup, but forcing Nicky's ult, but huge damage onto Nicky. They're forcing
Nami's ult as well has gone as well.
O'Neill are pressuring forward Sanders, and CJ forced to run away, as this is most likely Dragon number 3 for V5.
Ashe is so much stronger here, they can choose to still fight this if they want. Ashe is just ridiculously stronger right now than Twitch is. That they choose not to fight it is interesting.
Speaking of that, she's going to get caught out there. Sanders getting huge damage from Heading Driver, forcing the Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto him, but chaining it with the ultimate from CJ. Sandy is going to come out, but CJ's going to flash forward, but it's not enough.
And they do get the kill before. Oof.
So that's the Stand United cooldown and another kill put into the bank of Sanders. 5-0, 7,500 gold stacked up. Actually, the second most in the game. O'Neill having 8.3k total.
So yeah, we see a 2k gold disparity in that bottom lane. In terms of the other lanes, it's fairly even in the top lane, 200 towards Shen. We have a 3k gold lead in the jungle towards O'Neill. Of course, that's not going to matter too much when it's a Jarvan. Once he gets the first few items, there's not much more he can really build to help his team. It looks like he might be going into that Black Cleaver though, opting to shred even more armor. I suppose
trying
that's
to
fine,
shred
actually.
as much armor as he can for the spray and pray from Endorphin, just to try and trying to enable Twitch.
You're gonna have the Galio ult on you, you're gonna have the Shen ult. You might not need those extra tanky stats to live.
At this point, I am kind of confused about Ashe's build.
Is he actually going to catch out Buffalo Goose here? But yeah, It being Shen, it's hard to catch. Apologies. Carry on.
I was just gonna say that I'm kind of confused at Ash's build. Like, why is he going executioners? I swear the last was like building the armor like reduction or the armor penetration item going into last whisper would be so much better than building executions.
And the might go out here.
So
Actually, the stun will land. Hero's entrance is coming out. CJ and Tenno trying to turn around, but still get knocked up into the Calican as well. CJ going to dash away, but Tenno's still caught in it. But a huge enchant crystal arrow will finish off O'Neal. And now Buffalo who's caught in the middle. A nice ultimate from Nikki will throw him into that wall, and Sanders will be there just to finish him off. CJ is going to be there to push away Helicopter Driver as well, but without that dash, will not be able to look for that Shimmy Shuffle.
So it does depend who he's hitting. When you look at the opposite team right now, if you're Sandarius, you notice that the only one who's actually even built any armor at all is the enemy Shen.
Mm-hmm.
Are you expecting to be hitting the Shen a lot? Quite possibly, but you do need to kill everyone else as well. I don't mind the... I don't think Executioners is the right pickup here.
I don't think it's the right pickup
to see the Runans finished. But I can see why eventually you'd pick the Executioners, because the game is probably going to be won or lost if you can kill that Twitch. And applying the Grievous Wounds, you're by far the easiest person on your team to do it, unless you want to pick up.
Right now, it's not the strongest item to pick at the moment, because he is like just 2v2 or 2v1. He can do it with just the Janna. Him and the Janna, he could probably solo the Twitch by himself because of the CC of the ultimate and the pure amount of damage he's already got stacked up. There isn't much point building that Executioners if the Twitch can't actually get any lifesteal.
It's the early pickup in order for when Twitch really starts stacking that lifesteal. It's not the worst thing. I would have preferred to see Runan's definitely finished first. I think it was a bit early of a pickup.
I mean, regardless, he's got both now. So now...
yeah, I would have expected it to maybe pick up now.
Rather than earlier. Especially when Twitch has finished his Bork. That will cut down the healing quite a lot if you can get any damage onto him, which with your volley should be very easy to do.
I would say that I would like to see more pink wards getting picked up by San Andreas, though, because I don't think I've seen them picked up one yet.
Yeah.
Not really many pink wards on the map at the moment. We've got Jolyu with 3 in the bottom side of the river and just 1 in the top side for V5. Meanwhile, of course, that mid tower going to be opened up, which is huge for Jolyu, considering that was their first tower they've taken this game. They really, really need to start opening it up.
So they will want to be fighting for this next Drake. The next Drake is up in a minute, so they need to be moving towards it very soon.
Yeah,
but Sejuani on the top side of the map.
Going for that reset.
Not resetting.
Well, CJ is only sitting on 400 gold right now, does have a pink ward, and it would be, there's no point in stacking the bottom side of the map whilst... Actually, going for that reset now, never... Okay, thank you for cancelling that recall. I was going to say, I was defending you, CJ. Please don't start resetting now.
V5 moved as 4 into the enemy jungle without that Shen, who still has the ultimate in order
They're
to
out of
get
vision.
downwards.
Andre stepping forward, but going to get comboed by V5. CJ now forced to dash away. Nikki going to get left alone. It's actually Sam's going to flash out of that.
Andreas getting caught out here as well.
They have an ultimate, the knockout as well. You can't flash away from a whole team's worth of CC. V5 putting the classic death push into the Baron play.
So they're choosing the Baron over the Soul here. If they can use it well, I don't actually think this is the worst decision. Soul is very good, but
opens up Elder.
It opens up the Elder for the other team. And if you can actually force with this Baron and get through one of those inhibs, get one of those inhibs down, I think it might actually end up being better for you. You can then get that Soul on the next dragon and try and end the game with it then. When you have the inhib down, it's a lot easier to get those final 2 towers and force fights.
We'll have to see. Quick for accept. But yes, it would be really, really dependent on how V5 decide to use this Baron to whether, this was the worst play.
Yep. I just want to see them fan out, force all 3 lanes.
Looking back
in the hindsight of that catch out, I think the best thing to do for Monjay there is to actually just use his Farsight alteration in that bush. They knew they cleared, they had vision in the jungle before where they cleared it all out. you don't want to go alone as Zir, who's meant to be flanking. If you're going to go alone into an unwarded push, use your Farsight. Or even
Yeah,
your
I think the
soldier.
Farsight was actually swapped out after that pick. I think that was a respect Farsight after we have it. Actually, Streamer Shovel, that's going to throw a helicopter driver
forwards.
into the tower. The turnaround play from Ioriaa, now helicopter driver being stuck there, but being Galio is free to walk away. Only going to take the brunt of that Sejuani ult as well. But huge damage
Dami's
onto Wise
down.
is serious. Where did he go?
Yes, this is the problem. That Baron is now probably not going to be worth. I don't think, unless you can break the inhib, break the base using that Baron.
We do have
I don't
Buffalo
think it's
Goose
worth
pushing
taking
that
over
top
the dragon.
side. It's kind of slow, but he almost definitely will be picking up that tower as long as he stays there to Baron up those double cannons. Yep, first out, that top tower will be falling. We did also see Endorphin pick up that first pot tower too, and it's actually going quite aggressive onto Tenno here. Pops that spray and pray, but Tenno with oranges will be fine. Do we have the timer left on this Baron buff actually? Let's have a look. Oh, it doesn't show me, it just shows me that
I think
they've
you can
got
get it, but you
Baron.
can see.
Doesn't give me the
see.
timer. It's no helpful.
It should be another minute or less at this point.
A minute or less, so
Yeah.
this is really the time for V5 to start making something of it. And actually in this top lane,
In the same situation that they have made something of it, they're pushing into the mid lane now. They've got one turret top lane, half damage on the inhib turret, and they're pushing out the bot lane turret.
Someone pointed
I'm
out
going to
bounce
capture all
on
three of
Ash.
these into the camera here. Have a very zoomed out view.
Oh, and that's a bubble into a
Oh,
knockup.
the engage into the mid lane and
taunt.
knockup. The taunt landing, but Helicopter Driver will be caught by the
But
Sejuani.
Navi-
Oh, Vicer is deleted now. Helicopter Driver forced to flash
And they
out of
just-
base. Buffalo Goose would be going in with that Sand United, but also forced to flash away. Now Anil left
They
out
overforce
teammates.
it.
Actually,
and
Buffalo
they
Goose
lose
slowed
out on
again.
getting That tower.
CJ's not done.
However,
Nice
looking at the
slow,
bot
and
lane as well,
CJ
Twitch is
deleted.
pushing out.
Twitch though
Opening up that inhibitor in the meantime.
realizes he's left on his own, just goes for the inhib. He's not backing off though.
Andre is on his
Decided
way.
he's going to
Ultimate is
potentially
available.
die for this inhib.
Could be looking for the
Pray
inhib
and pray used.
play. Spray play is used. Money going to take a huge damage, but forced to flash ultimate. But now it's just to turn away. Now Tenno, can he win this 1v1 against Endorphin? Huge actually damage coming out from that passive. One more auto should have it. No inhibitor falling, but an extra kill picked up, or the first kill even picked up for Endorphin.
So yeah.
I think the silence, yeah. I think that does that one well.
I think it does the whole play there from what happened in the mid lane onwards until that point. Well, none of that really should have happened as it did. It was mainly just teams really making mistakes that led to that entire series happening.
So I think at this point, Jitter has actually brought back their winning condition with the Gangplank now got on 4 kills, and he's got his 2-item power spike now, sitting on a comfortable the same amount as gold racked up as the Ash.
I hate
Is
to
now
interrupt you, but okay, I'm no GP expert, but that's a haunting, guys. Am I
Yes.
missing something?
Yeah.
Yes, you
Haunting
go
goes,
Leandries
Yeah.
for your ultimate.
it is actually quite strong.
Okay.
And the
Today
Leandries
I learned.
passive of damage over time still amps up your damage in team fights.
Hmm.
And that's basically Leandries on GP.
Oh, yeah, he's about 300 gold. No, about maths. About 800 gold for finishing that.
There used to be a time where you'd back, sell all your items, buy a Leandries and ult, and then you'd undo it all and get your items back.
Did that not put you in
And then
combat?
people realised, why don't we just keep Leandries? It basically got fixed so that you wouldn't be able to do it because ulting counted as combat and reset your buys.
So you're actually going to get a nice knock up onto O'Neal there. Wester is forced to run away, but O'Neal
Oh,
going
and
in. The hero's
Endorphin.
entrance into the Cataclysm. Sandores is gone. Tenno returning that kill onto Endorphin though, but this is looking
was
rough
a
for
massive flank from
GOTR.
Endorphin.
Tenno forced to flash away, but CJ flashing over that wall, but it's not going to be enough for Tenno. CJ may be able to get away here.
Azir coming up from the jungle still a little bit late to the party. As he's
Yeah,
teleported
V5 should just
too
break
far.
the inhib there.
It's going to be middle
Right
and
then.
opening up for...
You take both inhibs, you back off the dragon. You have the time to. I
Oh,
don't
not
think
gonna
you can
connect.
push down the base. They looks like they're gonna try. Azir has a lot of wave clear. This is an interesting choice.
Shuffle also available, and they're just gonna whack down that second inhib in the
And
meantime.
there we go.
whilst
Now
the
they
wave
turn
dies.
towards that inhib.
Oh,
Nami's-
huge damage. Weiser is gonna survive though.
Yeah, at the front for some reason. So they take those 2 inhibs. I expect them now to just walk straight towards that dragon, pick it up, then take their backs. If GOTR are using their brains here and think of this, they might just go straight towards that Baron. But it looks like they
They're
might try and
posturing
fight,
towards dragon.
fight around the dragon. They should
Going
try
down
and contest
fast.
Drake.
3,000 health left on it. Endorphin going to pop himself over the pit as well. That'll be Infernal Soul going over to V5. Now CJ looking to turn around here. But actually, Monday looking for the engage. GHR still hovering. Endorphin's popped that spray and praying on the bottom. But he's left alone. But huge damage. Sandares will be popping.
Just 1 kill.
But it's traded 1 for 1.
Not
Spray
too
and
bad in the
pray.
end. But yeah, that's basically why they shouldn't try and contest Dragon. By the time they would get to the Dragon, it will already be gone, or they'll just get zoned out by Galio and Nami. There's nothing they can really do to get that Drake there. The best chance of getting it is just you gangplank ult it and hope.
I'm very surprised that the Sejuani didn't actually save that Ashe there. She was holding on to ultimate and didn't use it against that Twitch. If she threw that down towards the Twitch and turned on the Twitch because all the enemy team is backed off, that would have actually been such a good play, saving the Ashe, stopping Twitch from getting a kill.
Why is Blue not pushing objectives?
Yeah, looking for
They're
this Baron
not-
right now. GTR not really looking. Having no vision either to really contest this.
So they're just going to go for this Baron, and then I expect to see them try and end the game with the Baron, not going for that top inhib because they don't need it.
We'll be caught out
And
with
eventually,
that Ashe E.
they will
3k
start
health left
struggling
on
in
it.
this game.
CJ might be looking for the steal here, but a nice taunt. Actually, not going to connect it, but they will still
Ooh, that
secure the
was
Baron
close.
for Valkyrie 5. CJ
That
will
was
be
9
falling
health.
straight away, and this is now GOTR left to run away. A nice tornado from Nikki will slow helicopter driver down there.
That was 9 HP on the smite from O'Neal.
9 HP.
And the taunt does not stop
Ooh.
the smite potential there.
Oh, but Endorphin going for that pressure onto Monday. We will use that passive tower to slow them down, but is it enough as they come in
It
with the
didn't even
Baron
get a
super
push.
minions?
They get the spray and pray out of Twitch. That potentially
Heals
could
coming
be
into the
enough.
tower.
I
Actually, a lot
don't
of damage going
expect
to
it
West
to be.
Coast, but the heals going through a huge
massive
Emperor's
shuffle.
Divide from Monjay. And this is the worst time for my screen to freeze, but Helicopter Driver stuck on that tower in an hourglass will be falling there, but Endorphin left on the sides, but the Sand Soldiers will be catching him, flashing away from the Sand Soldiers there. Tenno and Monjay left to finish him.
And
And
right
that's a
when he's needed,
5.
Monjay comes up clutch with the
The
Sharima shuffle.
Quadra kill.
Really nicely well played by the Monjay there.
And the
Yep.
worst time for my game to freeze there. We had a small like few seconds of, you know,
This is why they need
O'Neal's
to
an
be
hourglass.
careful about
Oh.
ending.
Can't disrespect
Yeah.
Monjay's Azir. He's finished that death cap. Actually, before that quadra kill, Monjay had no kills. That was his first 4 kills this game.
Mm-hmm.
And this could turn the game. GTR do have to be careful here. If the 3 of them get caught out in the mid lane and die, the game will end, or should end. I guess we should start saying at this point.
Two and
They're
a
just
half minutes
taking
an
the
Elder?
jungle.
Do you reckon we'll be lasting long enough to see Elder?
I reckon we'll last long enough to see Elder. I don't think either team's really going to go for something here that should
Oh,
get the
CJ.
game ended.
Possibly get caught out
Yeah, a
here.
bit out of
Bomb
position.
the wave not going to connect. Cataclysm coming out.
That's a
CJ
miss.
doesn't have his dash. The bubble bang in the land as well. CJ is very dead.
I'm
Can
not
they
sure when he
capitalize on
used-
this?
When he used his dash there. You can see V5 all grouping towards that top lane, gonna try and push down that last outer tower. Good choice. You'll still struggle to get that inhib. You'll still struggle to get those Nexus towers, but you can just sort of stand back and wait for GOTR to have to go and clear those waves. You can see there's a double super minion wave actually building up there in the bottom lane. And someone definitely has to go and stop
Got
that,
double
otherwise they'll
supers
start
bot,
losing the
double
Nexus.
supers mid as well. Oh, just one super mid actually. Monjay clearing that quite fast. See them both.
See-
Middle inhib's actually back up now. So this has
Endorphin
removed a lot
is
of pressure
pushing that.
away from V5.
The
Okay,
good thing
yeah.
about Jolyu is that they've actually got very good lane clearance with Gangplank, Ashe, and Azir. They've actually got quite a lot of pressure on just clearing waves very easily.
Inhibs have just
I'm
spawned
not
V5, actually looking
I'm
to
not sure
finish
what
them off
Endorphin is
straight away
doing
as they
here.
spawn. Endorphin's looking to get his bomb in here, but
Oh, he's
Monjay
looking for Monjay.
looking for the pick on the Monjay. Huge
Prey and
damage,
Prey
double
is
crit, and
used for that
Endorphin will
one
be
kill.
finishing off Monjay there.
Why
And now
is the
in the
kill?
backline, Nikki forced to ult, but it doesn't matter. Actually, the shields will keep her alive.
Get
Tenno
onto
getting on top of it, but
Endorphin.
they stand united will not keep him alive. The Hero's End is going to land on Tenno.
It's important.
Actually going to fall to that DOC.
They get
Sandris
Tenno.
going to not quite finish off a Neil there,
Just
but now it's
Ashe
just
left doing
Sandris and
damage.
CJ on its own. CJ left to run away from this. This has a nice taunt landing onto
He's on the way
Sandris.
back.
Damage is landing, but it looks like he's going to
keep
get away
Sandris
fine with a nice
alive.
shield from Nikki.
What,
Driver
Helicopter
going
Driver's
quite far
pushed
forward, forced to
through
flash
now.
away, but the Nexus Tower is still targeting him. And as Helicopter Driver down, it's just O'Neal, Buffalo Goose, and Why So Serious. You cannot actually push down this tower here. With Sandaris
Well,
and
kited
CJ
out by
alive.
Ioriaa. This game's still going. Like I said, I think we will see.
Yeah, Elder is in
Elder
30
Dragon.
seconds. Actually, Elder in 30 seconds. Helicopter Driver will not be alive for this.
And that is big. He will have TP up when he spawns.
Monjay is up for it, and yeah.
That's 5 seconds after spawn, so he will be able to TP in for any special fight. They do see Moa and Nikki on the top side of the map, though.
Yeah, Nikki about clearing the top
This-
side of the map does feel incorrect. It's the best way
This is very strange. You can see
I think-
You've
I
got
don't
Elder
Same
spawning in
bush.
3 seconds. This is not the
They-
time for Wraith CJ.
I think I'm
They
getting a
also
little bit
want
of
to do
deja
this-
vu of a 5-stack in the jungle bush.
They're
And
picking
O'Neal.
it.
walking.
Monjay picks up the blue buff.
Yeah, it does secure it. Yeah,
But
Elder
you
is
still
alive,
actually
but
have 10%.
GOTR didn't spend any of that time guaranteeing vision for them on this side of the map. Instead, spent it clearing top.
V5 managed to clear out some of the vision and
the wrong side
allowed
of the
time for
map.
Helicopter Drive to respawn. Endorphin looking for a flank yet again.
I can hear. I could hear that I was hiding, but I
21 to
couldn't find him on
21.
the screen.
There's 1.2k gold between the two teams.
And 3 dragons. And that is Elder started
And
by
3
V5.
dragons.
Tenno walking
And you can
towards
see,
top.
they could
Actually, he's
see
going
where
down so
GOTR were.
fast
They
with the Twitch
knew
there.
they weren't close enough.
TP actually coming in from
Teleport
Tenno, but
coming
it's
in
not going to be
from-
fast
It's
enough.
too
The
late.
Elder Dragon's
It's way too
already
late.
fallen, and now GOTR are forced to walk away. Mono, what are you doing? Go back! Using that dash to
Tidal
get himself
wave is
away. The
used.
Tidal Wave will actually connect onto CJ. But the dash will keep him safe. Actually, Endorphin going pretty fast though in that
So do still
stealth.
have to be careful here. They can still get one shot by an Azir engage. by
Endorphin
a,
looking for that pick
third
there.
time
We're going to
ultimate.
respect it so much more this time.
Buffalo Goose TPing to top lane. Not sure how I feel about that one, but he is going to push that in.
Stand United
Looks
is
like they're gonna
available, so yeah, they're just getting that second wave pressure whilst they can.
Oh, they're playing too safe. They have the Elder Dragon
They
here.
have Elder just waiting for these waves to come in.
They just need to
Why
poke
so
them
saying
down.
damn it? Endorphin's just hovering in that stealth. Looking for that pick. Looks like they're going to rotate to this top lane, finish off that final inhibitor tower. And get the third
This
inhib
is
for
Very
V5.
safe.
This is all they can hope for, is
Bit of
pushing
poke
up the
coming out,
turret.
CJ. Oh, Cannon Barrage again with a
There's
huge
the
cataclysm into the hero's entrance. GOTR disappearing at the hands of V5. The stream
And
shuffle
here
will
we
not
go. They finally
make a
realised.
difference.
Will
As the
keep
final member of GTR falls, and this will be Nexus Towers falling, V5 with a clean 5-0 to finish game 1.
A clean 5-0, not a clean game.
A clean
Um,
5-0 team
it
fight,
does
not a
look
clean
like
5-0 split.
It does look on the map fairly clean, but overall we saw what happened. There was quite a few mess ups, quite a few times they could have ended or could have pushed down. Towers.
Okay, before people frame, I meant a clean 5-0 final team fight. That you do not want
Yeah,
my
yeah,
cam
yeah.
screen, you want the... No, professional streamer, I know which scene I'm going to. There you go, carry on.
Professional. So that was obviously game 1. Guess I shall quickly set up game 2 and get.
Well, you have a
everyone
setup
in.
of game
Hang on,
2.
what about MVPs?
Yep, I will set up an MVP vote in chat because, oh, that was a game. That was a game and a half. I'll let you guys do your MVPs whilst I set this up.
Alright, so we are starting on the winning team this time.
Yes, start with the
Start
winning
on
team.
the winning team.
So who do you think then?
So on the winning team, I don't think you end up giving it to Twitch. Yes, Twitch was an integral part of the team, but overall, Sandarius is offline right now. Interesting.
Might
But
be
overall,
restarting.
he wasn't the reason why. I think he made it a lot harder for the team with how badly the lane went. I think O'Neal actually played really well on the Jarvan. He got where he needed to. He had some very clutch ultimates. Helicopter Drive was also doing very well on the Galio. Sirius did fairly well on the Nami, but again, when things go badly in the bot lane for you, you do have to start questioning whether that's where you put it. Buffalo Goose also was doing well on the Shen with they Stand United. Personally, I think you've got to give it to someone on the top side of the map there. I would give it to O'Neal. I think he was where he needed to be when he was needed, especially in the early game with the ganks. And I did like that he did not take every kill on a tank jungler, or well, a tanky earlier game jungle. It's
He
always
didn't
nice
take
when you
every
see
kill,
that.
but he does have most kills in the team.
He does have most kills on the team, but we saw in the early game,
Yeah.
especially saw him purposely leaving a kill. He definitely could have taken that kill in the bot lane. And he left it for one of the bot laners to pick up.
I would say on the victory side, they all played very well. The bot lane was the weakest part of the team. They were
Which is not what
struggling,
I expected.
but in the early game, in the early levels, they played it really well. San Andreas, Nikki, and CJ, they played the bot lane really well, getting that pressure early and pushing that Twitch out of the game early on. However, O'Neal's responses on the opposite side of the map on the mid lane, going on the Tenno, getting the flash out, and then going straight back on Tenno, pretty much won out the game for them in the early. A few miss-ups on V5 and also GO2R, such as the warning vision, the warning paths, and clearing wards when certain objectives are coming up. But I think my MVP has to go straight to the Jarvan because of his engages, his awareness where the enemy teams were, and his positioning in team fights.
And chat has given it a clean 5-0 once again, and they're voting this time. Except this was their vote for MVP, and they voted O'Neal on that Jarvan as their MVP for game 1. Let's add that. So game 1, 5, game 2. Leave that blank. But yes, how about from our losing side, GOTR, your MVPs?
We did see some nice Shuriman shuffles, that is true.
And the quadra kill.
I think overall, I would end up giving it to Sandarius. They did pressure that bot lane. That's what they needed to do. They're really the ones that got far ahead when they needed to. There are some concerns about the build path, but it wasn't as if he was, building an executioners in a game where there was absolutely no healing on the enemy team or anything like that. It was just a bit of a funky order that was decided. Overall, would have been needed in the end, so it's good that was picked up. I think I would give it to him on the side of GOTR.
Sandarius impressed me today. It was like a whole different player, watching Sandarius from before and Sandarius today. So yeah,
well, we
huge
hadn't seen
props
his
to him.
Ash.
I think we have actually. I don't know. Yeah, huge props to Sandarius. Definitely gets my MVP. And yeah. How about you, Aldi?
I would be a little bit controversial on that.
Okay.
However, Ash did play really well in the early. Towards team fights, going for objectives and like defending the base, there wasn't much movement or positioning as an AD should be. The ADC should be. He was the most fit on the team. He did the most damage. Yet he was walking into the middle of Galio's ults. He was walking towards taunts. He wasn't positioning himself where you get out of CC and out of range. In the last fight, he was autoing the Jarvan. Galio's ult came down. The most perfect thing to do there is to move out Galio ult and carry on. However, he stayed in the Galio's ult, causing him just to get destroyed by the damage of Galio, and then not being able to do anything in the team fight. I would have to give it because of the turnaround and because of the late game pressure, the Azir would take it.
I think those are your two candidates, really, for who you would give it to. It is worth noting as well, Tenno was getting the kills on Twitch towards the mid and later stages of that game. Who won the game? It was...
Yeah, it was Valkyrie 5 game 1. It does say on the screen.
5.
Although I can see in that font how that does look like a versus, doesn't it?
I was like, this is versus.
I'll tell you what, let's do a quick edit there. Yeah, game 1.
I want to write that out.
Valkyrie 5.
I'll
tell you what, to make it super obvious, that Valkyrie 5 win. There you go.
Guys, you might
Change the font,
invite,
yes.
Invite your teammates.
I think, yeah, the
Still
font was a
waiting
mistake.
on-
I need to fix that, but that'll be another time. I've been working on the stats sheet for the last day or two. If you haven't checked that out, if you are in the CL Discord already, there is in Jolyu statistics, there is now a sheet full of statistics.
Yes. We will slowly make improvements and stuff. We're gonna add more voice channels, and I'm gonna sort out the voice channels at some point when I get a chance, and I am not dying.
I'll just pop the link in chat if anyone wants in on the CL server, whether you're in a team or not. Yeah, go and join that. We actually had some in-houses. Is it yesterday or the day before?
Yes.
It was yesterday. Yeah, in-houses yesterday, set up by... I think it was Yamato from Guys IRL, wasn't it?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, huge props to Yamato Cannon there, setting up some in-houses for us. So yeah, go join that Discord if you are interested in more. Just waiting on 2 more players, actually no, just 1 more player even, to join the lobby, and we'll be ready for round 2. Can this Discord teach me how to be good at League? We do have coaches in the Discord.
It might teach you how to get better, how to be good.
Be good. The difference between being good and getting better is all important.
I mean, we do have to. You should remember as well, something like getting to gold. I think at the moment puts you in the top 25% of the player base or something. So realistically, if you can get gold, you are good at the game. Saying the top 25% of
statistically
people aren't good. Yeah,
it's definitely up to some debate.
Statistically good. Most people will say you're not actually good unless you're in the top 0.1% of people. Can you imagine if that happened for other things? Like, it looks like as well. We might actually have the VODs in time for the other series if we would like to cast that at some point. Yes. We'll have to see. I'm not actually dying right now. So
that'd be cool to do.
I probably could. What I'm saying is 100% true. Yeah, it is. It's surprising. People are like, everyone thinks or says as well, you're not good unless you can get like diamond or whatever, and that's like top 1%.
To be fair, diamond is good.
Imagine someone saying to you, you're not good at maths unless you got A star at A level.
Is that the top point? Well, top percent?
I would assume so. Oh, maybe you're not good at maths unless you got a first at university. It's like, well, I'm pretty sure people.
Well, that gives me an excuse to say I'm bad at maths for sure. Who are we waiting on? We're waiting on Endorphin. You're not good at maths unless you're in the top percent. Yep, sorry, I'm bad at maths, guys. Actually, I am not great at maths. I feel like after leaving school, it just went downhill.
Yeah, if you don't use it, it goes downhill, definitely.
Actually, wait, top 1%. Top 1% world. That's still a lot of people. Cause what? There's like, I'm getting a calculator out for this. Don't at me. There's like 7 billion people, right? There are so many people that my phone calculator can't. There we go. divided by 100, right? So you've just got to be in the top 70 million people at maths. I reckon I could maybe get into the top 70 million. If you
How
consider...
many people do you think have maths degrees?
That's what I mean. If you consider how many people are uneducated,
Yeah.
and then... I suppose no, because... maybe not quite. The confidence is draining.
How? Let's do some googling. We're gonna find out right now.
We're a League of Legends stream, by the way. We shoutcast games, and then in between, whilst players are
We talk about.
changing from the Mackey's open Wi-Fi.
Well, the first question I found is: are you in the top 1% of maths if you have a bachelor's degree? Let's see. How do you define? If we're talking globally, I'd say there are
Yeah,
26,000
calculated.
universities. Blah blah blah.
Look, okay, I'm okay. I think it's fairly safe to say I'm not top 1% of maths. I am stupid. I just saw the number 70 million and thought, well, that's a lot of people. I'm probably within that number of
So they
people.
reckon 60 million. Wow, someone did some maths. I can't bother to check it, so that tells you everything. So with a maths degree. So they reckon about 60 million people probably have a degree at any one point in maths. So there you go. Having a maths degree probably puts you in the top 1% of maths.
Damn. I do not have a
But
maths
also this
degree.
person was spelling it maths, so you know we can disagree with that instantly.
I see. They're American. American. It's alright, I just shot my phone. Got this indefinite wait for one player here.
Yeah, so we could talk about, after the last game, is there anything you would expect to see banned? Anything you would expect to see left open? Maybe that was banned.
I mean,
last
okay,
game.
if you're V5, you think, okay, we only banned 4 things last game. We could add Azir or Ashe to those same 4 bans last game. And that's a huge part of GOTR's threat gone. In fact, okay, if you took out the Ashe from GOTR last game, because Sandaros and the Ashe was basically what they were, relying on for the first half of the game before 1J had that chance to get that quadrant stuff and back into the game. So if you got rid of that Ashe, I reckon V5 could have a pretty clean game too.
Yeah, I think rather than, well, obviously they want to pick the Vayne. If GOTR remember this and ban the Vayne, you can leave the Caitlyn until your last ban. Make GOTR ban that Vayne again if you really want them to. Because clearly that's why you were banning it last time.
They only banned
'Cause you
4
want it.
because O'Neal can't spell. Nice. Well, okay,
Oh,
so...
they were trying to spell something.
Oh!
Okay. What were they trying to spell?
Yeah, what were you trying to spell, guys? That's
Oh,
gone straight over our
We've
head.
we've got to work this out. Right, we've got to remember what did they ban? So they're on blue side. So their bans went from
Where's
the
the
middle
segment, like
outwards. The last letter
The
was
webcam
C.
segment. I'm sorry, Josh, but I
I'm
think
deaf.
the webcams are not
If-
happening today.
If you'd like to see an actual zombie, we could put one.
Yeah, no.
I actually look like you would see me and ask, when was the last time you slept? Like 2 months ago.
Yeah, no webcams
Are you
today.
sure you're alive right now?
What were we talking about before that? Oh yeah, the spelling of the bands.
So, yeah, so there was a Caitlyn ban. There was definitely a Caitlyn ban. Do you remember any of the other bans? So this is the kind of high quality commentary you get. I was trying to work out what could they have possibly been trying to spell.
Think I might know what they were trying to spell.
Your
Yeah,
hesitation
and
to
you
say
would
it
say-
makes me worried. Type it in the caster chat.
I think they were trying to spell COVID
Oh.
because they were trying to ban Vi in the middle, and they had a C, and I think they banned an O for the second one.
But they were spelling it the wrong way round because they were on blue side. So it's
So
gonna
it would have
be
said
Divot.
Yeah.
Divok.
Nice.
Divok.
Nice. I respect people trying to spell something with their bands.
Yeah.
Unless it's Havoc. When did they ban that? I'm trying to remember what they banned now.
Yeah, what was the second ban?
I'm pretty sure
that
you
they
can go
actually
back
banned?
and look at the broadcast whilst it's still live. I just don't want to like
No,
crash my
no, you
OBS by opening up extra things.
That's you can't with Twitch.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
No, you can with YouTube, right? You can't
Nah,
with
no, not rewind. So if you go to the channel page and then look at videos, it should be there.
Wait, is that actually a thing?
Yeah.
Oh, what's for the wait? We're waiting for Endorphin
The
to
last
reconnect his
player.
internet, I believe.
FIFA. Where?
Oh, if you can't get your ADC, we can potentially attempt to find another ADC, or you can attempt to find an ADC. I know you actually have subs, if any of them are around.
Okay, it's alright. Okay, he's coming. He's coming.
They're on
Cool.
the case. He's coming. Okay, cool.
Joshua,
So we
if
just
you
gotta
could
talk a
s-
bit more about random
okay,
stuff.
so we do have Agrius versus MM next, and Joshua is on MM. Could you sum up the two games in one word, Joshua?
Without spoiling. who
Without
wins.
spoiling it, could you sum up
I-
both games
I
in
mean,
a
I
single
already-
word?
I already know, but
Did you have a look?
no, they said
Rough.
just in
Ooh.
case.
I like the description of rough because actually it doesn't say who. It was either rough for MM or rough for Agrius.
It could be a rough win or it could be a really rough game because they just got stomped.
Yeah, you could either have Stomp, rough could be it's a 50-minute game and took really long, but I doubt that, seeing as we expect they started at 8 and both games were over
Yeah. Before our
within
game
the
one finished.
hour and a half or so. We're starting very late. We do have all the players now.
Okay.
Yay! I hadn't noticed. We don't have to start talking about random stuff.
We're really buying some time here. Do you know what? Okay, by next week, we will have the stats. Like the stats will filled up more, so we'll be able to go through that and talk about that more.
Yeah, or we can, go on to our favorite topics about random stuff, like why there's so many green shiny Pokemon.
Oh
like,
my!
That's
The amount of green shiny Pokemon. Oh,
they're all horrible. Like, why?
yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
What's that?
Seagulls are amongst one of the only animals that can drink salt water. I believe you've forgotten fish. Um, I'm gonna assume it was meant to be non-aquatic animals.
I would have just believed. I'd be like, oh yeah, nice, that's cool. My brain didn't go, oh yeah, what about fish?
Also, a lot of animals
Ah.
can drink seawater. It's just not good for them.
Oh, I mean, if you want to be really technical, humans can drink bleach. They just shouldn't
Yeah. They can drink acid if they want.
drink lava, exactly. Like,
Anyway.
anyway,
People are redeeming
Oh, both-
as I said,
are both teams
yes.
ready?
yeah, we got all 10 players here. Can we please? Make a start?
Come on.
It's all on you, Tenno. Just hit that start game button.
Please confirm.
Okay, GOTR
GOTR
ready. V5, please be ready so that we can
V5.
stop losing our minds.
Have you worked out how you're
V5
going to spell
already.
whatever
Oh,
you wanna
thank
spell?
God.
Nice.
We
And
are
in we go.
into Champ Select.
So unless they're
Apologies for the
trying
rate,
to
everyone.
if we see the Caitlyn first ban on red side, I think we know they're trying to spell something again.
And
We
a
don't
read
expect to
message
see
aloud.
Caitlyn first ban.
Ah, for Mr. Old, you got that.
Ah.
And a brrrr. Anything else?
GOTR go.
Right, back to the League of
Okay,
Legends.
we see the Jarvan ban from GOTR. I think that's a good idea. It really enabled the comp. And,
Right. Remember what they banned, because that starts with a G.
Like that.
Gangplank.
Gangplank. They may have thought Gangplank was very good from the Tenno. From the Tenno, sure. We also see Set banned, so they're focusing more towards this top side of the map again. Gus.
GS.
I don't think that's really going to spell anything.
Yeah, I don't think they're actually doing spelling this time around. So yeah, the pardon me,
Swain.
the Jarvan's
Swain
obviously
and Vayne. Both
I don't
banned
know
by
why the
GOTR.
Swain ban coming out again.
And the
Pardon me.
Caitlyn still being banned. They might just really not like playing into the Swain. I know some people don't like playing into the Swain. I personally love it. I love playing into Swain because I'm just like, that's a juicy champion for some nice kills. You can really hear my brain breaking.
And we do see the first pick Ashe for GOTR. Sandares, show us your Ashe once again.
There's no surprise there, really. It did well in lane. There were some hiccups.
I'm a little bit surprised V5 let it through.
but
Maybe they're planning to pick a stronger early game bot lane this time to punish that. The Pike, yes.
Yeah, I'm not too surprised they let it through. I think their bans are fairly what I expected. They don't want to let the Caitlyn through.
Also,
So Jace can be a flex pick. If they pick up Jace here, it can be moved top, it can be moved mid. I don't know whether both or either of them play it. But we'll have to see where they want to put it. It could also be a complete meme Jace bot lane with Pike, who knows?
Jace, Pike, imagine
Maybe it
that.
works.
I'm not sure. I don't know if
Maybe it
O'Neal
works.
is a Jace player. I actually closed my scouting tab because for some reason I
O'Neal
thought
is
this
the
was a one
jungler.
game
That would be
series.
very strange.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
think Jace plays jungle.
Buffalo Goose, my
Um,
bad. My bad.
No.
Helicopter Driver and Buffalo Goose, I don't see any Jace in their recent or top ranked plays, so it's a bit of a curveball. They're getting that's Sejuani again. It is just a comfort pick. I don't think he did the best on it last game, but
Victor.
Jace
just be
is definitely not in Buffalo Goose's games since this season or last season.
Could be something for Endorphin them.
could be.
I don't know how I feel about the Victor pick.
So, yeah, Gnar also being locked in pretty much confirms this Jace's mid. What if it's a bot lane?
Could be ADC Jace.
Victor, I don't mind. It's by far Monjay's most played. And it's obviously a comfort champion. It's just a very strong champion, especially for him. He's got that 62% win rate, almost a full KDA on it. Jace jungle for sure. If it's a
Look.
Jace jungle, oof.
If it is actually Jace jungle, then I'm a genius, and I accidentally called that.
Then
Buffalo
bow to you.
Helicopter don't play Jace at all in this season or last season. So it'll
It's
be
looking
very.
more and more like Jace bot lane.
I think it'd be an interesting pick.
Unless they play it on a different account, don't know.
Interesting. Meanwhile, we did see the Olaf ban going towards V5, mirrored with the Yumi and the Vladimir ban going into GOTR.
I'm not too sure. Honestly, I think I would have liked to have seen the Shen rather than the Gnar as the pickup. Shen very good at. Well, you basically just automatically draft yourself a free submarine with Pike Shen, which is very good.
And Helicopter Driver actually picking that Azir, seeing that Monjay doesn't pick it up, and actually, yeah, leaving it open for
Liking the Azir
Helicopter
into
Driver.
Victor matchup.
Which
I
does
would
mean that it is a Jace jungle or ADC.
I would assume as the Azir was left open, that they're happy playing Victor into Azir. I don't actually know the Victor into Azir matchup because I barely play either champion.
They're like two of my most hated mid lanes for sure. I could be very wrong, but I think I give the laning phase matchup to Victor, just because I think Azir does need just a little bit of time and items to pick up, whereas Victor can just be a pain from, the get-go. And I think that
So-
can make it tough for Helicopter Driver on that Azir, but I could be wrong as champions I don't play a whole bunch.
Morgana, just a fairly decent pick. They pick up the Kale. Ooh, they're looking to scale
Playing
here.
the Kale into O'Neal, I like it. So I know O'Neal's not top lane, but O'Neal is our renowned little Kale player. And
It is Jace
picking
Jungle.
it into him. Wait, it is Jace Jungle?
It is Jace Jungle. They haven't
Jace
swapped.
Jungle.
I am a
Here
prophet.
We go.
Let's set up this
Jace
poll.
Jungle. Let's have a little think. He does have some decent AoE in his hammer form. It is possible he could potentially clear. But
Okay, so the
yeah,
poll is... The poll is now up for your Game 2 winners. If you think it's GOTR, throw your vote to them. If you think it is V5 going for the 2-0, throw your vote over there. Voxel
I think
Stream
it's
also calling it
two
out.
comps.
It's a very difficult sort of matchup because the most
Neither
conventional
of these
team comp
drafts are
here,
very good.
well, the most conventional pick here would go over to GOTR. Like, it's a kind of a protect the carry. You got the Morgana staying back. You have Kale, who's just going to go for the late game. Sejuani is just very strong with Ashe, and Victor's there for the like sort of zoning and also just the high damage output, especially with the AOE. However, the harder to sort of execute team comp has got to go over towards V5. If they execute it,
far.
they can win team fights. But if they can't get off those picks, like Pipe ulting, like getting onto that Ashe, picking her out, Twitch being behind the Gnar getting a really nice sort of getting a nice ult into Azir ulting in them as well, can really displace the team.
There is the problem as well. Pike ult can be very easily stopped here with a Kale ult.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a problem with a lot of your big CC abilities will be stopped by a Morgana shield. And the Kale ult, they actually have multiple ways here to stop your big CC abilities. You also don't really have a front line at all. You're basically betting on the fact you're not going to get picked out by Morgana Qs, Ashe ults, Sejuani ults. I think as long as GOTR actually play a strong front-to-back game, using that Sejuani and the Morgana shield well, and holding to Kale ult specifically for Pike's ultimate, then I think GOTR should be able to take this.
Yeah, the vote
There's
is
only
actually-
one question I have for V5, and that is, I haven't actually seen Azir and Gnar work together, but does Azir's ult work as a wall for Gnar to stun them on?
if it's already been placed, I believe so, yes. But I think if Azir uses his wall as Gnar's ulting, I think there's some interesting interactions there. But I think, yeah, if it's already been put down, I think so, yeah.
They can do an interesting interaction where Gnar can ult everyone into the wall and Azir can use his ultimate to knock them over the wall.
Yeah.
We'll have to see. I'd like
Whether
to
they'll
see
actually
it
do that.
work out. As for the chat poll, it's actually looking once again as 50-50, 6 votes apiece to GOTR Red and Valkyrie 5. So once again, people are not 100% sure. So it's not a clear winner for our second game of this split. I really want to see the Jace jungle work. It's not the weirdest jungle we've seen, or the weirdest jungle pick we've seen whilst been casting. If anyone's been with us for a little while, they'll remember a little while back a team called World Regenesis picked Singed Jungle.
Do you like their Singed jungle?
And Singed Jungle took them all the way to winning, I believe, their finals match in that
Yep.
bracket.
I will say, I don't think Jace's clear is going to be the worst thing you've ever seen. You'll struggle, but I think when you start getting those items, you should be able to clear it fairly well. The actual amount of damage you can output with your W and your Q are pretty high, especially you do have percent health damage on that Q. The problem comes when you come to ganking. They have terrible ganks set up. Absolutely terrible. Where will they gank?
bot lane?
He's gone for the electrocute, so he's obviously looking for that early pressure and burst. I'm interested to
Loaded
see how he
into
plays
game,
this
nothing's
out.
happening.
Of course, I'm
Yeah,
of
I'm
course
okay.
behind when it comes to loading into game, as this is.
Don't worry, no one's even actually spawned yet.
We're on 0-0-0. Oh, there we go.
Here we go.
That has started.
Yeah, actually,
now.
another point out, there's no cleanse on Endorphin's Twitch once again. Helicopter
It's a cleanse
Driver
and
has
helicopter
respected
driver.
it on his ear, has picked up the cleanse.
Do you like that?
I mean, considering you've got an Ashe, a Morgana, and a Sejuani, and I guess a Victor as well with that W. The cleanse, I mean, yes, it's definitely something I think Endorphin should have taken. But hey, I guess it worked out last game. I guess.
In the late game, he didn't really need cleanse at all. He just did too high damage that the CC wasn't even anywhere near him. But it'd be interesting with this team. 100% interesting.
Nice route there from Nikki. Picks up 15 gold. And a ward clear picks up 10 gold and a little bit of XP.
Right.
I'm waiting
For
for
O'Neil.
Nia because they're still in the loading screen.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. We're loading in now. It's.
Don't worry, nothing really happened. There was a slight invade.
I need to go to
on
download
into blue side jungle.
moreram.com.
Nikki hit a dark binding onto the pike, and a ward was placed over the wall by Mowat, which was cleared by O'Neil.
Could we just talk about how the fact that that Valkyrie 5 ward just above the GOTR red buff isn't actually in the bush?
It's not, and I'm not sure if they'll actually spot anything using it.
I'm actually going to pop the vision onto GOTR whilst we do that, just have a see. Actually, if we have a look down, I don't think it actually covers the Wraith camp, so yeah, it's unlikely. Yeah,
The
not
only thing
spotted.
it will cover is if they go towards the river or the mid lane to look for an early gank.
So they're not going to go into CJ's pathing exactly.
So, it's not a terrible idea because one of the weakest points of the game for Azir is that level 1. Depending on what you take level 2 as well. you
Yeah, it
might
does
be
stop
particularly
just
weak.
CJ just walking in level 2 post red buff. Interesting. O'Neil gonna go for that double buff clear once again. Doesn't want to be invaded. CJ gonna go as well for the double buff clear. How do you feel about these junglers? Both games just going buff and then clearing out your lesser camps.
Well, I think Jace is going to struggle to clear early. So, yeah.
I can understand
should
that
be.
more, but
Sejuani
CJ
also doesn't
this
have
game,
a great early
or if we look at
clear.
J4 last game.
So you can see they've both just gone for their level 3 clears where you go get buff and gromp. We might be seeing a gank towards the mid lane. I do
CJ
like this.
with double buff. Hegel having the E4
Oh,
and
he
Moj is really looking
engages.
pretty low. But Sandstorm won't finish it. Sandstorm will finish him off as CJ locks him down,
doesn't
but gets the
flash.
cleanse and flashes away. And actually that's just a 1 for 0 for Helicopter Driver.
And Monje there just didn't flash, didn't think he was going to die, and ends up giving over. First blood.
That's right, because I'm not in the right order.
Not great for GOTR.
Yeah,
Good
I mean,
news from
that
is he does
first
have
blood
that
gold.
TP.
That first blood gold puts him 500 gold ahead of Monje. And actually, yeah, I like the choice of the double Dorans here, considering the amount of poke Monje can put out on that Azir. Getting that health from the double Dorans, as well as the refill, just means that Helicopter Driver is just that much harder to push out of lane.
I can see this time Buffalo is pressuring Tenno, using that early pressure. He's actually shoving in waves, I guess, trying to get some early plates and really get himself ahead.
We do see
Here's
CJ
Mowat
actually
coming up for
coming
the
in
gank.
here.
Spotted on the ward.
Ten actually taking a lot of damage from Buffalo Goose's boomerangs there, but Buffalo Goose gonna be looking for that
Beautiful hop.
extra bounce. But CJ actually gonna get a nice knock up onto him, but Tenno is nowhere near.
That
Buffalo
was
Goose is away,
entirely blind
fine.
from Buffalo Goose. He tracked where CJ was going, hopped to get the extra hop off of the head. Just very well done.
He's actually looking to interrupt that recall. Oh, not quite timed that well. Interrupting that recall actually from CJ would have been huge.
I think I'd have to look back. I don't think that was actually a blind hop because the minions are in the perfect range to see where the Sejuani was walking to. So it would have.
I think he
Sejuani-
saw where Sejuani was going, but he didn't have vision of Sejuani when he was
When he
making the
hopped,
hop.
no. but I think it was just more like he knew the movement speed of it, knew how fast he was going to get there, and
Yeah.
Oh,
It was-
O'Neal
it
might
was
get caught out.
very
O'Neal
nice.
actually flashing away there. Surprising to see O'Neal flash there, actually, considering Helicopter Drive had much more pressure in the mid lane over Monjay and could have responded instantly. I would actually like them to take actually, have you seen engage coming in this bottom lane? Huge damage going to Nikki, but the Black Shield not actually going to help her.
Ash forced.
Sandra's going to be knocked away, but it looks like they're going to be getting out safe. Actually, Sandra's forcing onto Wise and Serious. Loads of damage coming out, but Endorphin there to push him away. Looks like no one's going to be dropping quite yet in this bot lane, but Sandra's stepping quite far forward again.
Oh,
Nice hook
gets
from Wise
pulled
Serious, wants to
back.
flash away, but the stun is going to not quite land.
does
O'Neal
not
is
connect.
still there. He's not going to go
Here's
down. The
O'Neal.
flank from O'Neal will finish Sandra's off. Nikki will get that root, but there's no one there. But TP in from Tenno will finish off O'Neal there. Endorphin
Kill
will be
donated.
exhaust, but Nikki with 5 stacks of the poison, and Tenno as well. Like Sponge will be huge damage coming out as well. Weiser is going to go for that stun, trying to get Endorphin out alive, but Tenno forcing that heal.
Heal
Teleport
used.
coming out from Buffalo Goose, but Endorphin will be falling in the meantime. It's be a flash from Tenno. Buffalo Goose trying to get that last W mark, but Black Shield will keep him alive just a little bit longer. Buffalo Goose will be able to finish that off. CJ flashing towards his tower as well.
So
2 for 2 overall.
But both kills go onto your KO, putting her in a very good spot. And Buffalo Goose, in the end, is forced to TP. You would have had that TP advantage, but because of the fight, because of side of V5 trying to continue that fight, he's forced to TP, meaning he has to TP, only gets the 1 kill out of it. Doesn't manage to push in that wave, where you can see Tenno's actually going to pick up most of this wave that's pushed in.
And considering Buffalo Goose is only now starting the recall, the amount of tempo that Tenno is going to have over him, which you got 8 seconds on the recall, 20 about seconds-ish, 20, 30 to walk to lane.
Actually, that was a massive win there.
Oh, actually, Santa Risk brought 7 quite far forward, using that mini wave nicely to not allow Sirius to get that hook, but the expunge will finish him, and why is Sirius getting away there with less than 100 health?
No life, the minion aggro there, in fact, actually saves him by not, by the minions deciding to hit Endorphin instead. You can never quite be sure what minions are going to do.
Minions are the true RNG. Game deciding. Yeah.
So we can see here, this is the point of the game where Victor starts becoming really obnoxious. He just eases towards you every time you do anything.
Yeah, it's got that first upgrade on his Hex Core, and did he choose to upgrade E first?
I don't know, but he's at the point where he can start spamming that E.
Nope, didn't go for the E upgrade first.
I don't think he's upgraded anything.
Am I being dumb? No,
He's
yeah,
not-
it's
he's not
prototype, yeah.
upgraded.
That's how much
Yeah,
I
he's
play
not
Victor,
upgraded the
guys.
Hex
I
Core yet.
can't remember the
He's
colours.
just- That's what I say. He's just at the point of the game where he can really start.
Actually, that means
to
he
spam
hasn't
out that
recalled.
E.
Yeah, so he's sitting on 1700 gold, so he is going to be looking for the upgrade now. So I
I'd
thought
expect he
he'd
would
he'd reset. There we go. There's the first Hex Core.
There we go. And I would expect E to be upgraded just so he can keep up the tempo with the Azir in terms of killing those waves. Especially when he has been maxing E first.
First Dragon is a Cloud, and it's not going to be as influential as a Cloud Drake last game. We don't have the double globals from the side of Q5. And it looks like
And
neither
we have
team
a
is putting
Jace.
too much prio onto it, yes. And they have a Jace as well. So with the Shapeshift, it's not really 1v5-1, and I can understand them just saying, take it, GOTR. We don't want him.
Yeah, Geo2 would actually gain a lot more from it with like the Kale ult plus Ash's arrow and Morgana's ultimate can be very big team fighting abilities. So the quicker they have that on,
I should see it. I thought using that ultimate to stun Tenno against the wall.
Forces Tenno's ultimate.
Meanwhile, in the bot lane as well, and Northern going hugely aggressive on Sandarest to hit 6 first. Morning Sponge into the Ashley ultimate from Western Series will be enough to finish him off. And now Nikki using her ult to
root
hold
from
them,
Nikki.
still actually rooting on
Nice dodge to the side.
Endorphin dodges Western Series' ult, but ultimate from CJ just locks them still. But O'Neal will come in and finish him off.
Oh, Nikki actually played that really well, but unfortunately they can't really get anything from it.
Actually, Nikki opting to stay, trying to soak up a little bit of this wave while she can.
Yeah, trying
Looks
at
like
least
she
keep the
might be
XP.
punished for this, actually.
It'll be hard. Twitch would need to get 2 auto attacks off on her here, which means the tower would definitely get a hit, and Nikki would be able to shove something back. Tabby's on Pike. the enemy team does have a lot of auto-attacking champions. You could actually go Moby Boots on Pike. This is one of the champions where you do like to build Mobies.
There's no winning,
But
is there?
This is...
Moby
There
Boot
is no
on
winning.
Morgana.
Well, we
Disgust.
got Moby Boots on Morgana, which I hate. Oh, why did
There's
you
no
taunt
winning
me
with
so?
you, is there?
No, there isn't.
They don't build Moby Boots, you want them to buy Moby Boots. They buy Moby
I
Boots, you
don't.
don't want them to buy Moby Boots.
I don't mind Tabby on Pike, especially here when you've got them two of the main damage champions on the side of GOTR are basically all come from auto attacks, and Victor actually does a lot of damage with his empowered auto from Q.
One thing I actually want to point out on, we have a finished Bork already by Endorphin by 10 minutes.
Merc Treads, surely. I mean, yeah, Merc Treads arguably would be better. If you think you can dodge all the CC, hoo-hoo. Yeah, it's very dependent.
Oh, Sandaris stepping a little bit far forward, forced to flash away.
Early
Weiser still had that
flash.
hook charge, and Endorphin's going to put that spray and pray. Sandaris will be deleted, and Nikki forced to flash away, so that Endorphin couldn't get any more of those attacks on Toha. This is a different Sandaris to what we saw last game. It feels like Sandaris can play that Ashe when there's a low pressure bot lane into him, but as soon as there's a high pressure from the Endorphin and Viserius, it makes it so much harder. Actually, in this top lane, Tenno is fine. Zeke's in the area. Tenno's got not a lot of mana, but Buffalo's coming out of Mega. Looks like he'll be safe and sound
I
there.
think he could be in some trouble here, staying at this tower. Let's see.
The hook landing, but
Uses
nice
spell
spell
immune.
shield from Nikki. Keep herself still. An exhaust going down as well, but Endorphin will just get those last two autos
Darius
for
is here,
Viserius. Oh, the Conchakras are not connecting. Now a hook going from Viserius,
Oh,
leaving
no.
him straight into Endorphin. Sandaris, actually going to dodge that ult from Viserius, but it's not enough.
He didn't dodge it, he just healed, which then did
That's the heal.
damage from it. He did still get hit.
That's actually worse. So now down a heal cooldown as well. Sandaris, not having a great game.
Should have
Very
sideways.
different.
Like, with Pike, it's very much easy to dodge his ult. You just walk up or sideways. If you walk diagonally, you're going to still get hit by it. And that's what happened with Sandaris there.
If you're the side of GOTR, at this point, at least, your Ashe isn't giving over much gold now, every time she dies.
The plating's out there.
And Victor and Kale are actually managing to farm up pretty decently. They are also going to be pretty strong. Will they be able to stop the Twitch, who is very quickly going to become a problem? Who knows?
So this is very much a mirror of last game. Like,
Yes.
bot
Is
lane
it?
not doing very well in the second game, but doing amazingly in the first. And top, mid, and jungle doing not very well in the first, not very well in the first game, but good in the second.
I mean, yeah, if we look at gold overall, it's a 1.2k difference in the supports. Endorphin has practically double Sandaris' gold, but never mind, actually, Tenno in this top lane. Going to be safe under his tower. I thought they would have committed to that a little bit
Sidestep.
further. But yeah,
So,
double the
What I
gold on
will note-
Endorphin over Sandaris.
what I will note is the Ashe build. Looks like building towards a Black Cleaver first. Not Black Cleaver. Black
Essence
Brain.
Reaver.
Essence Reaver.
Essence
It
Reaver.
rhymes.
It rhymes. See, you can see my brain's not working. Just rhyming things now. Here we go. Some Cockney rhyming slang. I was born in London. I'm allowed to do it, right?
Totally.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
No, I do like that because it's giving some extra CDR, and at this point, your Ashe is mainly just going to be an enchanted crystal arrow bot. So the
Speaking
more
of
arrows you
Ashe,
throw-
Wester's looking for that engage, but the back shield is already on Sandaris, so they just turn straight
See,
onto Nikki,
Sandaris
and that'll
just
be one
doesn't
dead
do
Nikki. Now
damage.
Endorphin needs one more order to finish Sandaris off, goes for the tower. We'll use that heal just to get in range of Sandaris turning around, also helping him out there. Be a double kill onto Endorphin. Now 6-0. Or 6-1 even.
It's an interesting use of the Ashe ult. I think it was actually just to deny the Pike ultimate from being able to get that extra gold. And that's why it was thrown towards Pike and not towards Twitch. So Sandaris must, realizing they're going to die anyway.
Yeah, and this
It's
is
actually
first time it looked like it's a
arguably-
full bit before the 15-minute mark.
arguably good for GOTR. Ashe and Morgana can now sit back, freeze this wave, and just farm up at their second tower where it's nice and safe.
Ooh, engage coming in from Buffalo Goose. Ults Tenno into the wall, but doesn't get the stun. Tenno gonna ult himself. He's gonna back away there. Dolphin and Westeros is just looking to push CJ away from this dragon. Here at full
Endorphin
V5.
really
Actually,
using
they're
this
stepping
extra
quite well forward.
pressure.
The Black Shield onto CJ, and now Endorphin left on his own, but the binding not going the right
There's the
direction. But CJ gonna get the stun onto Endorphin into the ultimate as well. Endorphin gonna get shut down. The gold going over to CJ. Now Westeros having to force back to his own team. But huge Emperor's Divide from I think it was Driver. Throwing 1J back into V5. Now Nikki gonna get hooked by Westeros. O'Neal gonna slam Dunker into the floor. And it's just Sandarius and CJ left hiding under their tower. As V5 actually the Conqueror's Arrow, they're not done. Helicopter Driver gonna be finishing off in the
betrayed.
1-for-1. Now it's just Westeros and CJ alive.
Now, this would be great for GOTR if the kills hadn't
Ash
gone
got
on
the kill.
to... Or if Victor had got the kill.
Even Victor,
Honestly,
yeah.
if Victor
But
gets
both
that
kills
shutdown...
going on to CJ.
It's a hard game.
And then
Tenno
top
in a
lane,
lot of trouble.
Buffalo Goose just gonna throw Tenno away. No ultimate available this time. Rift Herald also using that mid lane. They're gonna open up this mid tower. Not quite actually. It's gonna survive just about if that wave doesn't finish it there. But yeah, this is yeah, actually with the shutdown gold, only actually that puts the gold lead onto CJ. 200 gold over O'Neal. It's not where they need it, but it's.
Matter? No.
And Endorphin's actually
And-
free to walk into GOTR's jungle. Nikki gonna get a nice flash route to get herself away there.
Yep,
Saving the
but
pick ward.
you end up using flash. Why do you have to flash?
I mean, if you just look at the vision on the map right now, V5 in the bottom side of GOTR. Huge actually gonna get caught out by Endorphin here. He's gonna have to walk around.
And there's the zoning from the Victor there. Keeps him alive. Nicely placed skills. Just to get himself out. Is Sandarius freezing this? No, he is shoving as hard as he possibly can. If you're going to back right now or go take the Krugs, okay.
He's sitting on 700 gold, so I don't know there's much for him to back for. Instead, he's actually
Yeah,
just
so he
going to
knows he's
hover
not
by
safe.
that bot tower. Gonna go for the reset anyway.
And you can actually see Endorphin and Moises Sirius were on their way down here. Try and catch him out.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, when you're so behind in a lane like this, shoving's gonna get you nowhere. Actually, Helicopter Driver and Buffalo Goose possibly to catch out CJ here, using that Q to dash away. Forced to ult Buffalo Goose before he gets to Mega, but he's almost there, flashing forward, but CJ gonna flash away. Nice ult from Tenno to keep him alive, but now stunned into the wall. Sand Soldier's not gonna be able to follow up the flash, but Buffalo Goose still doing enough damage by himself. Meanwhile, on the
Audacious in trouble.
side,
The ultimate
O'Neal.
might catch Helicopter Driver here. One picked up on the backside. Oh,
Endorphin again, once again, in
Too
the spot
far
lane.
up.
Nikki can't back shield everything. And the damage, even then.
gotta
Yeah.
respect.
It's a 2-item Twitch at 18 minutes, and he's sitting on 1100 gold as well. This game is basically V5's to lose. It's not a
Yep.
whole lot of agency that GOTR have over this game anymore, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, you're basically waiting for your Kale to come online. When is your Kale gonna come online? Well, she needs
4
to
more
finish
levels.
those 2 items. She needs to get that Nash's Tooth, and she needs to finish stacking that Mana Moon, which is about half stacked. Well, a little way over half, 450 out of 750.
So, by about 25 minutes...
Mojay.
Oh, Mojay gonna get caught by the hook, and O'Neal and Mycosirus pulling out that V5 Death Bush once again. Yeah.
Heard of the Fnatic Death Bush? Have you heard of the V5 Dash Bush? They
Death
like
Bush.
to just sit... Dash Bush. My brain, please.
Yeah, V5
Find the...
making themselves a little name here for the Death Bushes. CJ doesn't want to step forward, he knows.
They know, and GOTR just have to take whatever they can get on the map right now.
So we are in a mountain rift. Is it going to make that much difference to the game? Not really. Endorphin once again going for that pick onto Nikki. Deleted from the map. CJ as well. Going to get those stacks caught up, but without the expunge, Endorphin cannot finish him off there. Tenno walking forward. He's going to be allowed to get away there.
In theory, Mountain Rift's slightly better if you have a lot of AoE and want to catch people in that AoE. Both teams want to do that. Again, it doesn't really matter that much.
I don't see GOTR being able to secure it. Actually, Tenno stepping forward, but Endorphin and Weiss Sirius are there. Pops that ultimate on himself despite the hook not landing, but a nice ultimate from Buffalo Goose to throw him into them. Sanders will actually get the nice Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto Buffalo Goose to trade that 1-for-1.
For that 1-for-1, and they also managed to get the Pike's Flash.
And Monte going for that flash EQ to finish off Helicopter's right for that shutdown gold as well there. And you're going to come in on Monte without
There's the
the
damage.
flash, but a
Jace.
nice route. Monte
They see
left
the
it with the less than
lethality
100
Jace.
health, but the Q not going to connect. The shield is not enough.
Not enough.
And even with those shutdowns, V5 is still 10,600 gold ahead. And a nice another hook from Voice Sirius, and Dolphin just trying to pack a little bit of damage in there. Goes out with an ult, but gives that shutdown gold to Nikki. O'Neal now
Channels
ready,
is
follow up
in
on
a
the
Hilla
side.
Sang.
CJ gonna get slam dunked into the floor, but Sandris is there to get that shutdown gold as well onto O'Neal. Now Tenno walking forward onto Endorphin, who's now on his own, but it doesn't matter. There's the amount of damage he can
risky.
pack out here. If Sandris will force a flash away. In the 1v3, Endorphin coming out on top.
Look at that healing. Jeez. And that's a Bork. That is just a Bork healing. Assumedly he took Legend
I assume, yeah,
Bloodline
Bloodline
as
as
well,
well.
because it's just broken, but
What secondary runes did he take? Something like that. Oh. It's not gonna let me look. That's
yeah, it's
great.
just very classic Nimbus Cloak Gathering Storm.
Yeah,
So
obviously-
yeah, a lot of ADCs.
It's just
like to take that.
Bloodline and Bork for that healing.
Yep, what's that? 24% healing, something like that.
Quick maths.
So nice and disgusting healing.
Look, he's gonna look up against Mojo here, gets a nice almost into the wall, but Mojo does land that stun, but it just doesn't matter. His helicopter driver is there to follow up.
But the ultimate might catch Helicopter Driver here.
It's ticking, but the extra
not
speed is
quite.
not quite enough.
Speed just falls off.
And this fight is constantly around this map. Is
Weiss
CJ
Sirius
gonna
is
catch up? Weiss is serious here.
out
The
of
hectic
position here.
Chakras arrow even not gonna connect there.
Potential
Now
re-engage.
searching for that hook,
They go
catches
after
onto
Nikki.
Nikki, forces her to flash away. Gets a nice binding onto Weiss Sirius, and will be a good enough disengage to get her away.
So yeah, GOT are actually doing quite well here. They haven't given over too many kills in the last 5 minutes or so. They haven't
secured
actually
4
lost
out of
any of
5
their
shutdown
towers.
golds. Oh, Endorphin, goodbye Nikki. There's nothing she can do here without her flash there.
They're basically just looking at not bleeding out here and waiting until a point where they can actually get a favourable fight. When will that be? Well,
Considering we're at soul point for Mountain Soul, actually an ultimate landing onto Weiss Sirius is going to be able to dash away there. Didn't quite last as long as I expected that stun to.
nope. I would imagine we've got the anti-tenacity runes on Pike. Yep. What is it called? Yeah, we've got Legend Tenacity and Unflinching. So overall, he's currently sitting on 51% tenacity. So there you go. All stuns halved. Just from being at just over half health. And the way that... what is it called? The way that... thing doesn't like me seeing this. The way Unflinching works is the lower that you get, the more tenacity you get. So Pike, a very slippery champion, as you get close to killing him, will just pop out of any CC very quickly.
Yep. Meanwhile, Baron is started by Valkyrie 5. No vision on that side of the map by GOTR.
They have a fast Baron, but also
That's
not
a
healthy
fast Baron without Twitch. This is all from Helicopter Driver, O'Neal, and Weiss Sirius. They 3-man that Baron at 24 minutes very quickly. And now
Very
with these
quickly,
resets coming
they got
in.
very low doing it, but of course, there's no one there to punish
Interesting
it.
item pickup. Actually, I missed this slightly earlier from Buffalo Goose. Does pick up that the item name is gone from me, but the 1v1.
Sanguine Blade.
Yeah, Sanguine Blade.
Very much going for a split push now.
And I like this now. They've got Baron.
Interesting.
because it enables Valkyrie 5 to be able to do, I mean, probably the 1-3-1 actually. Or 1-4-0 because Helicopter Driver doesn't have TP. But at the same time, I don't
would like
think they
to see
need...
the 1-3-1 out of them. Oh well, actually the 1-1-1, and you have Twitch and Pike hovering, because they can just pop into any of the lanes where they're needed, and get around the map very quickly with their move speed steroids. Looks like they
both
might
the
just
Shroud and
push
the-
though together. Well, 4 of them push together in that mid lane.
Interesting reset coming out from Endorphin now. So it's going to be the 4v5 here. Just hovering with
Pretty
that
sure
wave.
why, but
Let's have a look. He did pick up Sanguine. Picked up the Executioner's Calling from that reset.
I think that really matters. Who on the enemy team is really healing? I suppose there's a little bit of healing on Kale. Sandarius has the heal. Summoner spell.
In 2 levels, the healing from Tenno is going to be quite scary. Actually, going to get stunned. Buffalo Goose is going to be forced
2
into
levels.
Mega now. Yeah, 16. Because that's when you got permanently exalted.
Yeah, but that increases your attack range. It doesn't give you healing.
No, so, oh, never mind. We're going to have Sport Engage here. It's going to fizzle away. Actually, a lot of damage on Neil. But no, you get when you're exalted, you get the permanent AoE attacks. But doesn't have the Gunblade, but...
He does
Yeah.
have Ravenous Hunter.
Actually,
so
Mondre's going to get caught with Endorphins, and that has that huge
this huge spray
ultimate
and pray
coming out.
just goes through the
Yeah,
entire enemy
Endorphin
team.
and Helicopter Driver. Sandarius is
but
there
there
late,
aren't
actually
any
does get the
minions.
Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Will not quite finish
The
off Helicopter
slow's
Driver, actually
there.
Tower Shot will finish
He's
him
gone
off.
in.
Gets 2 kills in the 1v4.
I think he saw they were all low and just thought, I can do this.
And now with 20
You had
seconds on any
Brunans.
spawns from GOTR, this is free for V5 to walk in the base here. Mid inhibitor falling.
Fortunately,
Do you have a Neil in the top lane?
but interesting there, I think if Sandarius had just taken that kill on the Azir by letting the tower shot finish him, stood by the towers, he could potentially have held this. They're going to lose a lot of towers there now.
That's top tower falling. Meanwhile, we do see in spot lane Westeros and Endorphin going for that push. Lucky Manager and Nikki are alive to defend this. Are going to be looked to push away here. Final Dragon is up, but it looks like the most of V5 are looking to reset now. However, I don't think this is the time that GOTR are going to be able to safely walk up.
Honestly, I don't even think they need to take the dragon if they don't want to. It will help them end, but don't need it. In fact, you could try and bait GOTR into a fight around the dragon so that you can kill them.
It looks like O'Neill's going to finish that by himself. CJ was stepping up, but...
I mean, it's a nice extra shield. Help keep you alive. And you are far enough ahead that you don't expect they're ever going to win the fight and be able to get the Elder.
Yeah, Westeros looking for that hook there. See, they're not going to land.
See everyone concreting towards this mid lane. Might be seeing our final 5v5 in a second.
Oh, Mondre going to
Spray
get
and pray
huge
used.
crit from Endorphin, but now stuck in the stun from Mondre, but it's not going to be punished. Westeros going to
Has
get...
used the ultimate.
Endorphin's actually able to walk around in this 2v3. So they're unable to get him. A nice stun from
Otherwise,
CJ, but it doesn't matter.
Missed
As
ultimate
Endorphin
from Pike.
finishes
The
him
ults
off.
are down from V5. Something could possibly be done here. They get
And Westeros
Pike.
blown up by Tenno there. Endorphin now left on his own, but Tenno using that ultimate to keep
They get
himself
Twitch.
alive. Endorphin is now
If
down.
they can heal here without dying.
Top inhibitor falls in the meantime. O'Neill working on that bot inhibitor too. Just 3 members from GTR still alive. Sandarius, Tenno, and Nikki. The Nexus towers
Game's
are
not
starting to
quite
fall.
over
Buffalo
yet.
Goose and Hiccup Driver are both full health with ultimate. O'Neill there as well with
Oh,
a huge
there's so
wave.
many minions though.
And actually, Tenno with 16 now, so the clearing is a little bit easier. The second Nexus tower has fallen. 4 members of GTR are alive, just the 3 of V5. A nice stun sheet landing with Buffalo Goose. Helical Driver gonna throw Munche in, but gonna flash back out. And now Helical Driver taking a lot of damage. Sandarius gonna
O'Neill's
outblast.
trying
Finish
to
him off.
end.
O'Neill left on his own, but will be finished off. And GTR getting the 5-0 ace. The Nexus tower still,
Get the
Nexus
ace.
still alive.
They keep the Nexus alive. Unfortunately, there's nothing up for them to take. And with absolutely no towers,
36
no
for
inhibs left.
Baron, but yeah, V5 are spawning now.
Yeah,
they gotta stay in this space.
Thing is, they have to defend all 3 lanes now, so there's no point for them to try and go for the Baron, because if they do, you've got Null teleport, you can just go behind the team and just get it. Which means that
And if Twitch
have
ever
to stay in
stealths in,
defense.
he can end
Yeah.
very quickly.
you have to
Actually,
stay in
looking
base.
at where Endorphin's standing right now, I think he might be looking for it.
I would not be surprised. The base is so low. He only needs 2 or 3 auto attacks
Yeah,
to
so
finish this.
2,400.
Here he goes.
He's coming in. Endorphin hasn't been spotted yet. Nikki's stepping towards
Oh,
him.
he's
Actually
going for the
spotted
fight.
Nikki. Gonna be using that hourglass, but Monje taking huge damage.
There goes
Endorphin
Monje.
taking out 2. Wysirius is there to follow up. Tenno and Lissandra
Both
fighting him
spike
away,
down.
taking away Wysirius. Now Endorphin left on his own. Tenno can use that ultimate to finish him off.
Teleport by the Null.
Teleport from Buffalo Goose, now forced to flash away straight away. CJ actually doesn't land the ultimate.
And
Now
Endorphin
Buffalo
just
Goose
feeling a
kiting
bit
them
too
back
much
to
of himself
O'Neal.
there.
O'Neal
But
with that
Jutiara, they're
shield
ignoring
ready.
the base.
Huge damage from Tenno. And it's just O'Neal, Sandris. O'Neal going to finish off Nikki. Now Sandris,
Jutiara-
huge damage from Buffalo Goose, and it's just CJ alive. Meanwhile, in the base, the Nexus actually
They
hasn't been
chased-
started on as CJ falls.
They chased for that fight, ignoring the fact even if they won it, they'd have to turn
And
back to
now-
the base and might not even have made it in
With
time.
about 10 super minions in the base, Helicopter Driver and Buffalo Goose give that Nexus a last little slap and secure the 2-0 for V5.
Overall, it was still a bit of a messy game. You could say it was a fairly messy game as well. They died a lot more than they really needed to. Could have ended it sooner. Overall, fairly well played. I think there was quite a few cases of people just feeling themselves a bit too much going in. Wysirius definitely channeled Hylissang once or twice and really just ulted into a tower on no health when the ult wouldn't kill anyone. You know, these things happen.
So MVPs, whilst I set the MVP vote up for chat.
Let's start with the losing team this time.
I think, for me personally, the MVP for the losing team has to go to Tenno on the KO top lane.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. He was living in the matchup for the most part. I think there was 1 solo kill against him, which as Kale is not the best champion right now. Really.
But you can just, like, apart from the Twitch, who did the most damage in the whole game, you have a look at Kale, who
Kale
actually
did do quite a decent chunk of damage. Second in the game, actually.
second in the game, is keeping up and above a 17-4 Twitch in levels and experience, and is keeping on par with items.
And the kills really were massive for keeping people alive, especially through Twitch and zoning the Twitch away. You could see the future, at least 2 of the times when Twitch died, it was definitely because Tenno was using that ultimate aggressively, pushing it onto the Twitch, forcing him backwards off of, especially off of Sandarius. So, yeah, I think there's no real
Yeah. Correct play from Tenno. How about your winning side
arguments there.
MVPs?
Winning side MVPs.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Now this is an interesting one because I think there's specifically three people here that you would really look at giving it to. I think both of the bot lane, you'd look at giving it to either of them. I think Wysirius actually did play very well on the Pike, was getting the hooks that were needed, was getting some stuns. Sure, got caught out a few times, but actually took the runes to know that getting caught out was okay. And I think that worked out very well. The other two people, of course, Twitch is up there, but I think there were a few very interesting plays that could have been punished. He didn't really get punished, and there were a few times he was punished for those plays, especially at the end when he attempted to backdoor. And did he get a kill? I think he did manage to kill Nikki in the end.
Yeah, so when he
But
went for
ended
that
up dying
backdoor, he
on
solo
one
killed
person.
Monje, and then Wysirius
Oh,
turned up and he
Monje.
picked up Nikki as well.
Yeah, end up just getting two people, which is not really worth it. And then of course the other person is Buffalo Goose, who was actually doing what he needed in that top lane, really pressuring it down. and was getting a split pushing done. Interesting build, but honestly, when you're going for that split push style, it will work.
Commit.
It
Yeah.
will work. So I think those are your 3 real people. I would edge it out. Honestly, I might give it to Buffalo Game.
Yeah, I was looking towards Buffalo Goose, but towards the late game when he had the items he had, he wasn't split pushing. He was
Yeah.
letting Endorphin split push with a Neil in the top lane, and he was running down the mid lane with Pike and Azir, or just Azir, and Pike was down by Twitch. Like, he wasn't split pushing, even though his build is purely for split pushing.
Yeah. And the issue I do have with the Pike is there's no Umbral Glaive. You're
At the same
building
time,
a support. I get the other
he did
2 items are especially good for damage, but your team isn't lacking damage, and especially when your Twitch gets so far ahead early, you don't need the damage.
Interestingly, chat has a bit of a split vote as well, having 44% going to Endorphin on Twitch, 33 going to Buffalo Goose and Nah, and then 1 vote for O'Neill and West Series 2. So it does seem between Endorphin and Buffalo Goose for chat.
The chat just edging it out for Endorphin there. Giving it to the Twitch, who did do the majority of the damage.
A much better game than head in game 1.
More than double the next person on his team. Really smashed in that bottom lane. And yeah, there was a few slip-ups, but overall played it pretty well.
Yeah. So
That would be interesting.
that puts V5 2-0 over GOTR Red.
And you'll never guess who built the most control wards in the game by far.
Now, I actually did have a look at this, because it was Nah, wasn't it? Where the
Yeah.
control was
Was.
placed. Yeah. there we
That's not something you often see, but I like it. You know,
I would
buying control
say-
was very good.
with the optimization of Pike, I can see why he didn't really go for it. He had the Oracle Lens. You had Jace going lethality with Umbral already, Umbral Glaive already. It might just be the fact that he might be building it next. He has got Dirk and also the longsword, so he could be building into it
Wow.
next. But when Jace has already second itemed it, or you don't really need 2 of them when you've got your
Third item, he went
Oracle Lens.
jungle item Yomu's into Umbral.
Hmm.
I don't know, I think early on it's just so useful and such a cheap item. After
Yeah.
you don't get it, then yeah. You had Ultimate Hunter, so Sanguine Blade gave you Mega Faster instead of Death Stance. That's an interesting take.
Yeah. I assumed it was mostly for that attack speed. Getting the W passive damage off. Which I guess that is what it was for, pretty much. And getting the Mega Null.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That was our game
2
for
games.
today. I haven't
Very-
eaten yet, so I'm not planning on doing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's-
think we might
maybe not
We can
do
do
the
that.
pod.
We can do that one on Sunday after.
We've got
We
We can do it Sunday before the 2
Do it
games.
Sunday before or
'cause
after?
No, none of these Sunday games, or none of the top tier games, the Ocean League games, have moved yet.
Okay.
So they're both looking to be at 7:30 BST.
Okay.
It's not back up by
So
times.
we can organize it, but so we will definitely be live on Sunday next with Slightly Above Synergy versus the Wakandan Avengers, and we will try and fit in the vodcast as well for Madly Mediocre versus Agrius Esports, which happened at the same time as the GTR versus
And maybe
V5
we can-
game today.
And maybe we can even fit in Girl versus GOTR
Yeah, so we could have
afterwards.
a
6
long day of
game.
casting on Sunday.
Let's see how hysterical we are by the end of that one.
Yes. But yes, that is our games for today. Thank you to Gavin and Mr. Oldie for casting with me today. Of course, I know to shout out Gavin's Twitch, because he does stream sometimes, I promise.
Wow. What was the last time you even streamed? Like
I
months
don't
ago?
know. Would you have anything you'd like to shout out, Oldie?
I'm alright now, apart from we need a jungler.
Yeah, so if you're what ranks are you looking for? What rank jungler are you looking for?
Gold to low plat, so highest sort of plat 3. Like lowest we can do like silver 1 if you're like being gold before, but looking between like gold 4 plat 4.
So yeah, if you're a gold 4 to plat 3, I think you said 4 plat 1.
3 or
Jungler,
4.
go contact Mr. Oldie on Discord, Twitch, wherever you can find him. He's in the server, so I'll pop another invite link to the CL Discord server. Yeah, go hit him up because I think it's SASG2.
Arctic.
Oh, it says Arctic. Yeah,
T1. Oh,
T1,
yeah.
SAS Arctic is looking for
Gotta
a
start using
new
the names.
jungler.
Mm-hmm.
Go check him out. Yeah. Thanks, guys. We will see you all.
On the Sunday.
There's
This Sunday.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you all for coming.
Yep.
We will see you on Sunday. Bye, guys.
Bye.